basketball. Taylor's last 5, so give it to an open Abby Book for 3, and Taylor leads for the first time today.
Go time!
Good evening and welcome here inside Odell Arena on the campus of Taylor University for a big Crossroads League matchup tonight on the women's basketball side. It's number 16 Indiana Wesleyan traveling across the county to take on number 8 Taylor University tonight from here inside Odell Arena. This is the Marion General Hospital pregame show, and I am Rick Johnston. Taylor comes in winners of 13 in a row, the hottest team in the Crossroads League and one of the hottest teams in the entire country. They are 21-4. 12-2 in the Crossroads League after defeating Spring Arbor 77-50 on Saturday. A blitzing second quarter where Taylor outscored the Cougars 31-10, set them on the right path for victory as Kendall Bradbury scored 17 of her team-high 22 in the second quarter on Saturday. Indiana Wesleyan defeated Goshen relatively easy on Saturday as well. They won 73-61. IWU winners of 4 in a row. They're 18-8, 11-3 in the league. They are one game behind Taylor and Marion, who are tied for first place in the league standings. We'll take a break, come back on this pink-out night from here inside Odell Arena. When we come back, we will hear from the head coach of the Trojans. That is Jody Martinez. This is the Marion General Hospital pregame show, and this is Taylor Women's Basketball here on the Trojan Sports Network.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Welcome back to the Marion General Hospital pregame show. Now time to catch up with the head coach of the Taylor women's basketball team, Jody Martinez. The Trojans come in riding a 13-game win streak. They are 21-4, and they have tied the highest ranking in program history when the new poll came out yesterday. The Trojans are 8th. They defeated Spring Arbor 77-50 on Saturday. Big second quarter up there in Michigan. What led to that success in quarter number 2?
I just think a lot of it was the defensive pressure and then the execution on the offensive end. Kendall got the hot hand in the second quarter, and the team did a great job of just finding her. And when Kendall gets in the zone, it just opens up everybody else, and that's what happened to outscore them by 20+ and 30 points performance. And we had 50 by halftime and on the road, which is impressive, and then got up to the 33-point lead in the third quarter, and the starters sat the rest of the game, which was great for the bench to prove themselves and continue to get better.
We've hit the home stretch of the season. Only 4 more regular season games remain. You only have 2 more home games left in the regular season, and teams, they know Kendall Bradbury. She's been here 4 years. She's done pretty much everything you can as an individual player in the league. How important is it for the rest of her teammates to be able to continue their strong play as you guys head into the home stretch of the regular season?
Well, I think it starts with the starting five. Just the moment starting with the game with the flow on both ends, and you got Lacey and Aubrey, putting major pressure up front with the guards, and then you got Abby and Beck on the wings, and just with their length, and then you got Kendall down low. And I think one of the biggest things that's been really helping us is the emphasis on rebounding by all 5 players instead of 2 or 3. And then triggering our transition offense. Our transition offense it's what's hurting people right now, and it's the fact that we know we're running the floors, players are running their lanes, and they're looking for the open person, and everyone's got the green light right now, and we're just shooting with a lot of confidence. And when you have Kendall's status, everyone's kind of scouting reports on her, but her supporting cast is doing well. Even players off the bench are coming in and shooting at high marks.
You and I were talking before we started recording here how you'd really like to see the defense continue to play as strong as they have the last couple games. And Aubrey Wright has really spearheaded that defensive effort. She's averaging 4 steals per game in her last 4 outings. What's it been like to watch her take her defensive skills to the next level after having her junior season kind of delayed a little bit with a lower body injury?
Yeah, just Aubrey's so athletic, and she's got one of the best defensive IQs on the team. So she's got a nickname called the Chaser. And, it's a timing thing. And sometimes, so based on scouting, I'll tell Aubrey, hey, when they start dribbling this way, that's when you go after it. Or when the ball's in this zone area, you go after it, leave your man. And we take a gamble. We're gambling that who Aubrey's guarding, that their teammates don't find her. And if they do find her, that they don't hit. And so we got to mix that up and who she guards and stuff like that. So, but her just anticipation on the defensive end, the steals she's been having, and then her offensive skills. I mean, she was point guard last year when she got released from her injury, but then this year she's the 2 guard, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, her assists have gone up more this year than last year. So once again, a well-rounded player, and she's got one of the best-looking shots on her team. And I keep telling her in practice, you just got to keep shooting the ball when you're open. I know you like to pass, but you got to become another threat. And so I think she's been looking for that more the last 4 or 5 games.
Tonight's opponent, Indiana Wesleyan, they're the 16th ranked team of the country. They are 18-8. They defeated Goshen on Saturday. Before last January, when you and your team defeated Indiana Wesleyan, the Wildcats had defeated the Taylor women's basketball team 17 times in a row. You've now defeated them 3 times out of the last 4. They are a little bit different with no Ann Seacrest, their front court player who transferred from Youngstown State, who got hurt against you guys when you defeated them in January. How has that lack of front court depth changed them in the last month or so?
They become more spread out on the offense, more 4-1 oriented with Nicole, number 33 inside, and now they got 4 shooters on the 3-point line compared to only 3, and so it makes your defense. You're going to have to focus more on the anticipation and closing out quicker than when there's only 3 shooters. So with 4 shooters, if they're hitting, they're tough to guard. If only 1 or 2 are hitting, then your strategy is going to be okay. But the biggest thing Wesleyan does is they try to feed the ball to 33 down low first, get her going, get her points, and then they open up the inside-outside kind of stuff. And so, we have a game plan. We'll see how it goes. We just got to hustle them and execute what the rotation is after we try it.
Mentally, it should help the girls playing here at home in front of the home crowd. Indiana Wesleyan comes in just one game back of you and Marion for first place in the league standings. Mentally, what's the most important thing for your team to really hone in on tonight?
Well, we've been preaching all second semester, one game at a time. Don't look ahead. Don't look at the end of the year. Don't look at senior day. Don't look at national seeding, rankings, none of that stuff. The emphasis is who's our opponent. That's our rival today. Right now they're the team in front of your goals, the dreams you have of winning conference. So right now we focus on Wesleyan. It's a game. It's not our rival, because I have a philosophy: no matter who we play is our rival. So we focus and do the things we've been doing and keep our heads straight and control what we can control, and hopefully the shots fall for us.
Jody, thanks for the time, and good luck against Indiana Wesleyan tonight.
Thank you. Hope to see you afterwards.
We're back with more on the Marion General Hospital pregame show right after this. And now let's join tonight's public address announcer, Tanner Huber, for tonight's starting lineups.
Jody Martinez is assisted by Indiana and Taylor. Fans, it's time for Taylor basketball.
Let's light this candle, huh? The starters for the Trojans are Aubrey Wright. She leads the team in assists and blocks and is second in steals, or is first in steals, excuse me. Lacey Garrett also as a guard. She is second in assists for the Trojans. Kendall Bradbury, the leading scorer in the conference, leading scorer for the Trojans, third leading scorer in the country. She's 9 points away from 2,600 and 12 away from being in third place in the all-time Crossroads League scoring standings. Abby Books, their third leading scorer and third leading rebounder. Becca Books rounds out the starting lineup. She's Taylor's second leading scorer and rebounder. Margot Woofter, the starting point guard, the freshman for Indiana Wesleyan. She's second in points, first in assists, and first in three-point shooting percentage. Dayton Groninger, their third leading scorer. Katie Key, another guard. Carly Lang averages 8 points tonight. And Nicole Ignashik, their leading scorer, shot blocker, and rebounder. She and Bradbury will jump the ball, thrown into the air. It's tapped to the back, tapped around again, and Abby Books will snipe it away here for the Trojans. They have the opening possession. They go from right to left in white with purple letters and gold numbers. Aubrey Wright thought about a high right side three. Here's B Books on the left side as Katie Key closes out onto her. To twin sister Abby in the corner. Groninger guards her. Iwu starts in a man-to-man defense. They're clad in pink tonight with white numbers and white letters. Into the paint, Lacey Garrett with 7 to shoot. To the cutting Bradbury, down the left side of the lane, off-balance right shot short, right into the hands of Aubrey Wright, and Taylor gets a key offensive rebound. Indiana Wesleyan, one of the top rebounding teams in the country. They out-rebound opponents by 13 in any given ball game. Garrett caught mid-post left, step through left-hand hook around Ignashik is good. And Lacey Garrett, who was 3 for 3 in Taylor's win on Saturday at Spring Arbor, and was their leading scorer early on in the opening stanza, gets us on the scoring sheet here, and Taylor up 2-0 to start. Here comes Ignashik. And Woofter the other way. Ignashik left side screen. Bradbury comes to help Woofter. Bullets one to the corner. Katie Key passes up an open look from three. Groninger will take, and she'll miss. And it's rebounded by Lacey Garrett. Groninger getting the start in place of Ann Seacrest for Indiana Wesleyan, after Seacrest went down with a season-ending injury when these teams locked horns back in January. Garrett through the paint. Far sideline. Aubrey Wright fakes the three with Woofter defending her. Outside to Bradbury. Tapped away by Lang. And here comes Becca Books trying to stop the break. Lang goes in. B-Books knocks it out of her hands. And it will go and stay here with Indiana Wesleyan. Our officials tonight, Rachel Stackhouse, Tim Cartwright, and Kyle Stackhouse. Ethan Whaley, the second-year head man for Indiana Wesleyan. He and I actually were students together our freshman year at Ball State many, many moons ago. And Jody Martinez leads the Trojans. Key, a three in front of the Taylor bench. The sidewinder misses off the back rim. And Indiana Wesleyan starts 0 of 2 from distance. They come in the second-best three-point shooting team in the country at 38%. Free throw line, Lacey Garrett. That one too strong off the heel. And it's rebounded by Ignashik of Indiana Wesleyan. Woofter hits the brakes as she crosses the timeline. Garrett guards her. Into traffic to Ignashik. Outside to Key. Another open three try, and this she misses again. Into the air. Bradbury has it. The whistle blows. And it's going to go against Dayton Groninger of Indiana Wesleyan. Her first and the first one against the visitors from Marion. So Indiana Wesleyan starts 0 of 3 from downtown. 2 misses from Key and a miss from Groninger. Groninger, a good three-point shooter at 34%. Key at 36%. But she did not take a shot at all, did Key, in the win over Goshen Saturday. Taylor leading by 2. Garrett with our only point. Bradbury has it right wing. A long 2 from inside the arc, and she bangs that one home for the first scoring of the night for Kendall. 4-0 Taylor advantage. Now the Trojans, the 8th-ranked team in the land, will apply some light pressure in the backcourt. Woofter skips across the timeline. Garrett marking her. Near sideline pass to Key. She's missed 2 threes the last 2 times down the floor. Here's Woofter, their top 3-point shooter. Garrett right in her grill. Woofter, and they'll get Garrett for a reach-in and a hand check. Lacey unhappy with the call. And it's Lacey's first and the first one against Taylor. Or 4-0 the Taylor lead. 2.5 minutes into quarter one. And our two of our 3 officials, Tim Cartwright and Kyle Stackhouse, talk. Yep, they're actually going to get a 2-point shot up the scoreboard. It looked like Kendall might have hit it from 3, but she was just a step in. As we are elevated above the floor, kind of helps our sight line just a pinch. 4-0 Taylor lead. Bradbury and Garrett, the 2 scores for the Trojans. All 3 shots from Indiana Wesleyan have been outside the arc. Lang takes the inbounds pass on the right side circle. Back to Key. She passes up a 3. Left blocking Nashik. She'll get away with the travel down the lane to the cutting Lang, who lays it in with a right hand. A hop there from Ignashik that was not called, and Indiana Wesleyan on the board first. They trail 4-2. Taylor from right to left in white. Indiana Wesleyan defense man-to-man in pink on a pink out night here in Upland, Indiana. Bradbury left wing, fakes the 3, tried to drive around Lang. She'll pull up from 18 feet. That one long off the heel. Hits the rim twice, and Ignashik has it for Indiana Wesleyan. Groninger, left side of the floor. The sophomore from Warsaw drives and kicks to Key, who fakes a 3. Right comes the help, and she'll deal it up top to Woofter. One pass in the paint to Ignashik, spins off balance, missed it off the glass as Indiana Wesleyan looks for a foul that won't come. Near sideline, Garrett, she'll wheel up the floor, pitch it back to Bradbury. B-Books had a chance at a 25-footer, but Key got right in her face. Garrett bouncing left block, Bradbury. Lang defends her. Bradbury now dribbles once, and outside the arc it goes to Books, who's hit 2 25-foot threes in the last 2 games. She got to the left elbow with 10 to shoot. Garrett backs it out with 9, with 8. Ignashik waiting for her at the league logo. Garrett shuffling, a 2-point shot from right inside the free throw line is good. 4 early points for Lacey Garrett as Ignashik dared her to drive, and Lacey stopped and popped and hit a jump shot from the Crossroads League logo. Trojans up by 4, matching their largest lead of the early going here in quarter one. Groninger tight, A-Books defends her on the left wing. Key up top, 0 of 2 from 3, she won't shoot. She'll drive in and kick it out to Woofter for a 3, and that one off the back rim. It'll bounce all the way, slowly and aimlessly, away to the far side. Indiana Wesleyan, as we mentioned, a 38% three-point shooting team on the year. They were 50% in the win over Goshen Saturday, but they're 0 for 4 to start here, and the Trojans lead 6-2 on 4 points from Lacey Garrett and 2 from Kendall Bradbury. Right sideline, Aubrey Wright. High right side, Bradbury. Lang defending her. Kendall has yet to use a dribble, now does. One dribble off to the left wing and Garrett. Around Bradbury, Ignashik defends. Open, Aubrey Wright, right side high 3 off the right side of the rim. Tapped around into the hands of B-Books. Her shot was missed, and it goes over the rim and rebounded by Lang. A good look there for the Trojans. They got another offensive rebound but couldn't cash in. Lang drives, kicks, spinning Ignashik, and she'll lay it in with the left hand. First scoring for their leading scorer, Nicole Ignashik, and then Taylor flings it up the floor, far sideline, B-Books. With Groninger defending, the 5-time sophomore, making life difficult for B-Books. Garrett angles in, tried to throw it in, and gets wedged between the rim and the backboard as she tried to hit a reverse layup with her right hand from left to right. Garrett will exit for the first time. Lauren James comes in. And the held ball possession arrow sends it back to Indiana Wesleyan. 5:18 to go here in quarter number 1. Taylor 3 of 6 from the floor as a guy from the stands comes in. Once, twice, and hey, on the second time, the Taylor student knocks it out of there. We have C.J. Pena from the men's basketball team sitting across from us. He's 6'7". He could have done that with relative ease. Instead, our friend from the front row comes in and knocks the game ball free. Woofter back to Lang in the backcourt. B-Books will wait for her to jog it forward. Now James will collapse on a half-court trap. Bullets one to the top end, Groninger. 3-on-2, pass deflected to Key. The whips one to the right block. Ignashik, right hand over Bradbury. No, tapped around, hits the floor, and Groninger is able to rip it away for Indiana Wesleyan. Should have been called for a 3 seconds, and then finally the 3 seconds has expired just before Groninger turned it over, and James had her sights set on the hoop on the other end of the floor. First turnover for the visitors from Marion, Indiana. That matches Taylor's turnover total. And the Trojans get the rock back, leading by 2, 6-4, just past the halfway point here of quarter number 1. And now Ignashik will guard Aubrey Wright up top. To Bradbury on the left side, high, Lang defending. Bradbury, left-hand dribble, right-hand scoop around Lang. Kendall Bradbury puts it in for a 2 again. It's Garrett and Bradbury with 4 apiece, and Taylor leads 8-4 over number 16 Indiana Wesleyan. The Trojans, the 8th-ranked team in the land, tying their highest ranking in program history, riding a 13-game win streak coming into tonight's action. Woofter cuts up top. James defends her. Woofter with a left side Lang screen. B-Books comes to hedge and help. Woofter drives. Weak side bounce pass. Ignashik who lays it in as Aubrey Wright got her caught below, and then a chest bump from Woofter and Ignashik as Wright got caught around the legs of Ignashik who laid it in as an opportunity to complete a 3-point play. Second one on the Trojans. First one on Aubrey Wright. Ignashik not a good free throw shooter at 58%, but she calmly makes that one here. 5 first-quarter points for Nicole Ignashik, the Indiana Wesleyan's leading scorer. And they've got to within 1, down 8-7, with 4:13 remaining here in quarter 1. Taylor from right to left in white. Indiana Wesleyan defends in pink. Off to right from James. Fakes the 3 with Ignashik defending. They'll down low to the cutting Bradbury. Fumbles with the ball. Double team. Weak side bounce pass. B-Books through traffic, and she'll spin that one in from the left side of the rim. Taylor back in front by 3, 10-7. Less than 4 to go here in quarter 1. Subs at the table, ready to come in at the next dead ball. Key left side high. The starters remain on the floor here for Indiana Wesleyan. Woofter trying to drive on James. Throws up a shot with a left hand. James got her hand caught in there, and she'll be whistled for the foul, and it'll be a 2-shot trip for Margot Woofter, who's one of the leading candidates for Newcomer of the Year in the Crossroads League. A rare 3-foul quarter here for the Trojans. They are the fewest fouling team in the country, and Woofter will miss the first free throw long. Elena Adejua in for the first time for Indiana Wesleyan. She replaces Ignashik. Janae Goodwin comes in for Iwu as well. And she replaces Groninger. Adejua, one of the top offensive rebounders in the country, 16th best at 4 offensive rebounds a game. And Woofter makes the second one for her first point of the night. And the Taylor lead cut down to 2. They've got the ball from right to left. Wright will run the point. She'll maneuver to the right side of the floor with Adejua guarding her. Wright will just pop away a 3. It hits the front rim and hits off the floor, and Goodwin will have the miss for Indiana Wesleyan. Taylor 0 of 2 to start from 3-point range. Indiana Wesleyan no better. They're 0 of 4. To the right, mid-post right. Lang had it, lost it as B-Books knocked it away from the floor, and a timeout called, a 30-second timeout by Indiana Wesleyan as Lang was on the baseline looking for help, and a 30-second timeout called by Iwu. Taylor leads by 2. We'll be back with more here on the Trojan Sports Network. So good job there by Indiana Wesleyan to call a timeout before Lang could have been tied up by the 2 Taylor defenders that were standing around her. Taylor 5 of 12 from the floor. Indiana Wesleyan 3 of 9. The 2 teams are combined 0 of 6 from behind the 3-point arc, and they come in as 2 of the best 3-point shooting teams in the country. Lang fell down and stolen away by B-Books. She almost fumbled out of bounds near sideline. She had Wright running free, but when B-Books fumbled it, she couldn't get it back in time. And now Taylor will set up in the half-court set, leading by 2. 3:05 to go in quarter number 1. Number 8, Taylor against number 16, Indiana Wesleyan. Right from straight away, low bounce pass Bradbury takes, jabbing a 3 over Lang. Give her another one! Kendall Bradbury is now 9 of 17 from 3 in her last 3 contests. And Taylor finally on the board with a triple, and Taylor back in front by 5. Bradbury with a game-high 7, 1 off of the total put up there by Indiana Wesleyan. Lang left sideline, B-Books defends in the Taylor man-to-man. Off to Woofter left side high, thought about going to her right, now does. Bullets one to Key, she's 0 of 2 from 3, and that one barely hit the front rim. Taylor almost had it, squirts away, and here's Aubrey Wright racing to the other end. She'll hit the brakes on the left side of the floor, finds the trailing James. No-look dish to B-Books, who's automatic from downtown, and B-Books, whose nets are on fire from long range. Back-to-back triples, B-Books and Bradbury, and Taylor's doubled up Iwu, up 16-8. B-Books now 14 of 20 from 3 in her last 4 games. Lang between the circles, high left side. Woofter does not take the Adedua screen. James bumps Woofter, who throws up an air ball. A weak side rebound is Aubrey Wright's. Taylor on a 6-0 burst on back-to-back threes. Wright thought about driving, looking for help. Cross-court pass. Lauren James a three. And Taylor on a 9-0 barrage. They missed their first 2 threes. They've hit 3 in a row as James drives one home from downtown. And Taylor up 19-8. Their first double-figure lead of the night. Here's Key driving on Wright. Tried to go up and under. Canada's Wright denied that look. Pass down low, Adedua, who bulldozes away from Bradbury, missed it, and then James leaped into the air and almost tied up Adedua, but they'll call James for the over-the-back foul as she pogo-sticked in the air and almost ripped it away for one of the best offensive rebounders in the country. Tough one for the Trojans to take as James will go to the bench with 2 fouls. And here comes Meredith Deckard, who's got a large cheering section here tonight as Deckard, a 3-point specialist, comes in. Lang exits for Indiana Wesleyan. Groninger comes back in for the Wildcats. 9-0 Taylor run. And they lead by a game-high 11. Woofter, right corner 3, good. And finally, Indiana Wesleyan gets a 3-point shot to drop. She's their best 3-point shooter. Indiana Wesleyan started 0 of 5 from downtown. And Woofter gets them on the board with a 3. 19-11 the Taylor lead. Right, far sideline, up top between the circles to Abby Books. Looking B-Books his way, mismatch with Key. Nice float pass in. B-Books sets herself and banks it in over Adedua. 7 first-quarter points for B-Books, and Taylor back in front by double digits, 21-11 with under a minute to go in quarter 1. Woofter, straightaway 3 off, target right, and B-Books has it. Woofter, a crafty little player. As you mentioned, the freshman point guard, the best 3-point shooter for Indiana Wesleyan. Aubrey Wright thought about going wall-to-wall. Jump stop. How about Abby Books for 3? And she hits from straight on. And the Trojans on fire from deep. They've hit 4 in a row from downtown after missing their first 2. And the Trojans lead by 13, 24-11, with 25 seconds remaining in our first quarter. Goodwin with Wright defending her will maneuver to the top with a right-hand dribble. Left hand right down the lane, throws up a bank shot off the high glass, and she used an Adedua screen beautifully to run right into her. 12 seconds to go. Taylor flings it up the floor. B-Books fakes the 3, drives inside the arc with 8. Here's Bradbury cutting. She'll muscle away from Adedua and finger roll it home. 9 first-quarter points for Bradbury. Indiana Wesleyan can't get it in before the quarter. The 3 thrown off. And Taylor leads 26-13 after 1 quarter of play. They after started 0 of 2 from downtown. Taylor finishes the quarter 4 of 4 from long range. We're back with quarter number 2 on the Trojan Sports Network right after this.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Kendall Bradbury made a 3 in that opening quarter. She's 8 of 16 in her last 2 games coming in. She was 0 of 9 in the 2 previous. And Becca Books has just been unconscious from downtown. In her last 2 games, Becca 11 of 15 coming in, 13 of 19 in her last 3 entering tonight's contest, and she's 1 of 1 from downtown. Taylor missed their first 2 threes of the evening, then they hit 4 in a row. Bradbury, B-Books, Abby Books, and James with the 4 trifectas. Deckard will start the second quarter here. She's out there with Wright, the Books twins, and Bradbury. Back to Deckard, right sideline. Goodwin defends her. First possession of quarter 2. Bradbury jabbing, looking, bullets one down to B-Books, throws one off the right side of the backboard, and it's hauled in by Groninger of Indiana Wesleyan. Woofter, a jump stop to Goodwin, right wing, doesn't take a lot of threes, and she'll miss this one off the rim, tapped out of bounds, and it will stay here with Indiana Wesleyan. The Wildcats now 1 of 8 from downtown, and Lang at the scorer's table for the Wildcats, and she'll come back in replacing Key. So for Iwu, they've got Ignashik, Lang, Groninger, Goodwin, and Woofter. Goodwin, the only non-starter out there for Iwu. The Trojans counter with 4 of their 5 starters. Abby and Becca Books, Bradbury, Wright, and Deckard, the reserve player. Deckard guards Woofter. Now B-Books comes to hedge around a screen. Woofter picks to the bounce and bullets one around the arc near side Groninger. Wright comes to help on Ignashik, down in the paint. Lang skips one left sideline, Goodwin. B-Books rides Ignashik out. Down the lane comes Groninger. Outside to Goodwin with plenty of time to shoot. Woofter, left-hand drive, got to the free throw line. Pass deflected by Abby Books. Groninger able to gather it back in near the timeline. 9 to shoot, a high pass over Ignashik, and that one will hit one of the Indiana Wesleyan cameras, which is very expensive, down on the baseline to the near side corner. It actually knocks her Zoom cable out, and those are also not cheap. And Taylor gets the ball back. Both teams empty on their opening possession of quarter 2. Taylor leads 26-13. They go from right to left and white. Ignashik will guard right up top. She'll send it off to B-Books. Here's a parking lot 3 that barely grazes the bottom of the rim. Taylor had made 4 threes in a row. They miss. Woofter falls down. And they're going to get at Becca Books for a bump as they tried to make Woofter stop and travel on the near sideline. First on Becca, first one on against Taylor in the quarter. The Taylor baseball team across was they disagreed with that call, as you would expect. And now Woofter will bring things from backcourt to front court. She jogs across the Trojan head logo at center. And then the left side high and Lang. To the corner and Goodwin. A lot of time to shoot a 3. She'll miss that one long. Weak side rebound tapped around, and it's hauled in by Taylor's Abby Books. Iwu 1 of 9 from three-point range. They're the second best three-point shooting team in the country by percentage. Wright will bounce to Deckard. Bradbury called for it. Now Deckard bounces to her mid-post right. Left-hand drive on Lang. Bradbury banks, throws up one too strong, and Groninger couldn't haul it in, so Woofter will scoop it up for Iwu. Both teams empty here to start this second quarter, almost 2 minutes in. Taylor still ahead by 13, their largest lead of the night. Goodwin passes up a 3 around the arc to Lang. She's a decent three-point shooter, passes one up here. Goodwin fakes a 3, around drives, got into Bradbury's body, and that's a charge against Goodwin. Goodwin fell down. Indiana Wesleyan looks for a block against Bradbury and said they called the charge on Goodwin. That's Goodwin's first, and the first one against Iwu here in the quarter. So Goodwin ran into Bradbury, and Bradbury, strong, stood right there, and then Goodwin tumbled down to the floor. She got back up, but she's okay. 2 minutes into quarter 2, no scoring so far. Taylor still leading by 13 that they led by at the quarter break. Abby Books up top. She'll find Deckard on the far sideline. Left-hand dribble around an A-Books screen. She'll thread one through the B-Books. Mismatch against Woofter. Can't get the bank shot to go. Tapped around, out of bounds on Groninger, and it stays here with Taylor. 3 pink jerseys down there, only 1 for the Trojans. And here comes Haley Stratman in for the first time. She will replace B-Books, who gets a much-needed breather. 2 minutes and 20 seconds into the second quarter. No one has scored just yet, and Taylor still leads 26-13. Right far sideline, spins to a left hand, got to the free throw line with Woofter defending. Picks up the dribble, does Aubrey. Far sideline, Stratman. She and Abby Books were in the same real estate. Now here's Books on the far sideline with Groninger defending. Books left-hand drive, double team comes. Stratman, a left wing 3, got it! Haley had one taken away by a mistake by the referees in Game 1 in January, and Stratman gets one back here as the Trojans get their 5th triple of the night, and they lead by 16 here early on in quarter 2. That was a big sequence at the end of the first quarter back in January. Ignashik against Bradbury over the shorter defender, and she'll bank it in as Aubrey Wright was just a little bit late getting there to apply help on a double team. So after neither team scored for the first 2 minutes plus, the two teams get buckets on back-to-back possessions. Taylor's lead down to 14, 29-15. Aubrey Wright blows by Woofter, got to the free throw line, out to the far sideline, and Deckard to Stratman. Entry pass tapped away by the fronting Ignashik, and it'll stay here with Taylor. Good fronting of the post there by the senior Ignashik. 16 to shoot. Deckard will deal it in for Taylor to the left of the basket, to our left. Deckard looking. Up top to Bradbury. Here's a straight on 3 from Lang. Rattled, half 3/4 of the way down and then came out. A crime that one didn't go down for Kendall Bradbury. Woofter to the paint, Ignashik, off balance, missed it. Taylor looked for a travel, and Abby Books will clean it up. Abby's 3rd rebound of the early going here in the half. Here's Deckard. She's got into gym range, but that one way off target right. Right dive, saves it in. Lang dives on the floor, and now here's Goodwin. She'll race away from Deckard, who tried to grab her, and Deckard will watch Goodwin lay it in with a right hand. Bad little moment there for the Trojans, and 4 for Janae Goodwin. And Indiana Wesleyan to within 12, down 29-17. 6:04 to go, quarter 2. Taylor from right to left in white. Indiana Wesleyan defends man-to-man in pink. Here's Stratman. Ignashik now closing out tightly on her after she had a 3 the last time down the floor. Bradbury drives, Ignashik switches. Here's a floater from Kendall, and that one just dances off the back of the rim. 2 criminal bounces for the home court rims against Bradbury. Woofter got into Deckard's body, couldn't draw a charge. And a foul comes. It'll go against Abby Books. And that will draw disagreement from the Taylor students across from us. They wanted a moving screen as Books ran right into the screen. And here comes Jamie Netzley for the first time for Taylor. She did not play when these teams squared off in January. Sydney Huffman in for the first time as well, as Deckard and Wright exit for Taylor. A-Books ran into that screen, and the Taylor students across from us thought it was going to be a moving screen against Indiana Wesleyan. Instead, it stays here with the Wildcats. Woofter, left sideline. Huffman defends. Left block, Ignashik. She'll go in, but she traveled as she tried to body up Kendall Bradbury. 5th turnover of the first half for Indiana Wesleyan. They've outscored Taylor by 1 here in this second quarter, 4-3. And now the Wildcats will apply pressure in the backcourt. Difference right now, Taylor's outscored Indiana Wesleyan by 12 behind the three-point arc. Huffman moves to the right, picks up the dribble, looking for help. Still looking for help, will bounce one low to Stratman. Between the circles is Haley. Still looking for help now. She picks up her dribble. Here's Netzley with Goodwin guarding her. She'll fling it right side to Huffman with 8 to shoot. Huffman picks it up, looking for help. Hands off to the cutting Abby Books with 4. Puts that shoulder down, throws one off the left side of the glass, got it back. Her bank shot on the second try is too strong. And here comes Indiana Wesleyan the other way. Goodwin wanted to push it to Woofter, could not get it to her, and then she'll work it left side to Groninger, who faked to her right, went to her left, now back to her right. Stratman will hedge around a screen. Groninger down the lane, weak side, low bounce pass to Ignashik. Back to Groninger in the paint. Her bank shot off the high glass is good for her first bucket of the night. 10-point Taylor lead, 29-19. They scored the first bucket of this second quarter after both teams were scoreless for the opening 2 minutes. Since then, it's a 6-0 IWU burst to counter. Netzley with Goodwin defending. Netzley bounce pass, deflected away off the backside of one of the IWU defenders. And here comes Goodwin racing the other way for the Wildcats. She'll pitch it back to Woofter, who traveled to near their sideline. No call comes as she hopped those puppies. Lang calls out the play with her right-handed. She dribbles with her left up top. Goodwin wanted to fake to her right, denied a handoff to Groninger. She's caught, right elbow extended. Pivoting and finds Lang up top. Left sideline to Groninger with 10 to shoot. Groninger right hand, got into A-Books. Tough shot, blocked by Bradbury, tapped away by Ignashik, and ripped out of there by Netzley. And then Groninger gets called for the reach-in foul. Second on Groninger, and that's a tough one for IWU to take. Again, with no Ann Seacrest, their front court players are thin. And Groninger just picked up her second personal foul. Katie Key comes back in for Indiana Wesleyan. She replaces whom? It'll be Groninger. As Aubrey Wright and Becca Books return for Taylor, they replace Abby Books and Stratman. So the Taylor 5 are Kendall Bradbury, Sydney Huffman, Aubrey Wright, Jamie Netzley, and B Books, and Becca Books. IWU counters with Nicole Ignashik, Margot Woofter, Carly Lang, Janae Goodwin, and Katie Key. Taylor with the ball up by 10. They've led by as many as 16. B Books between the circles. Key guards her. Lang jumps a pass intended for Bradbury and it's tapped out of bounds. Bradbury motioning for a lower pass from B Books, knowing that Lang is right there on her hip. Taylor will inbound it across from us with 14 to shoot and 3:46 to go here in quarter number 2. A 6-0 run by IWU. Huffman trying to end it with a rainbow 3. That one off target right. And Taylor's missed a handful of threes in a row after making 4 in a row. Left side Lang. Right-hand dribble to Ignashik. Entry pass in. There's Aubrey Wright with a rejection, but Ignashik got it back and laid it in from the right side of the glass. That got everyone out of their seats for Taylor. It's an 8-0 run for IWU, and they've cut their deficit down to single digits for the first time since the opening quarter. Wright open, backdoor cut. Woofter missed her. Wright couldn't let it go. Faking a 3 as Huffman goes right around Ignashik off the Netzley, who fakes a long 2. Wright got away from Woofter, who was caught napping. And now here's Huffman with 9 to shoot, right side arc. Left-hand dribble against Ignashik. Jump stop, off-balance jump shot, no. Netsley with the rebound down low, fadeaway, Banker too strong. And then Goodwin rips it away from Huffman. Taylor cannot buy a bucket over the last few moments. Woofter right side. Her shot is recycled by Aubrey Wright, the Trojans' leading shot blocker. Back-to-back swats for Aubrey Wright. Up the right side of the floor, she jogs. Taylor could desperately need a hoop here. Here's B-Books against a shorter Key. Goes up, misses it, and no foul is called. B-Books was shoved on the shot, and that's a terrible call from the officials, or no call. 2:34 remaining here in quarter number 2. Here's Key on the left side high. Around a Lang screen, got into the paint. Key with a right-hand dribble. Her pass is intercepted, and an off-ball foul comes because Ignashik discarded B-Books like trash on a Wednesday. Or Thursday or Tuesday, depending on whenever your trash is collected. Third one against Iwu here in the second quarter. First one on Ignashik. B-Books, who is not trash, she is a fine human being and basketball player. Get some words of encouragement from head coach Jody Martinez. Abby Books back in. She replaces Huffman. So the Trojans have Bradbury, Abby and Becca Books, Wright and Jamie Netsley, with Netsley the only non-starter. Right sideline, Abby Books. Woofter guards her. Mid-post right, Bradbury bangs with Lang. Through contact again, no call. Kendall gets her own miss. Through contact again and puts this one home. 11 for Kendall Bradbury, tied for third most in the Crossroads League scoring history. And Taylor back in front by 10 as the Trojans can't buy a foul call on the other end as they get mugged on every layup try. Woofter guarded by Abby Books on the left side high. There's a right side Ignashik screen. Woofter turns the corner, back to Ignashik, dribbles through, lost the ball out of bounds, and it's going Taylor's way. That's a tough pass for Woofter to make, trying to thread it through 2 different defenders. And Ignashik fumbles it away for the 7th first half turnover by the Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats. Taylor has scored just 2 points off of those 6 previous miscues by Iwu. 97 seconds remaining in a sloppy second quarter. Taylor still leading by double digits. They've been outscored 8-5 in this quarter. Right up top with Ignashik defending. One dribble left hand, left side to Abby Books. Woofter guards her. Abby Books jab steps. Here's Aubrey Wright, fakes it through. Ignashik bit hard with 5 to shoot. Now 4, now 3 right. Jump stop, league logo, Banker no good. Ignashik had it almost knocked away. She'll one hand whip it up the floor dangerously to Lang. Lang trying to go one-on-one. Bradbury, Euro step, bangs. She'll throw it in and get the foul. Taylor head coach Jody Martinez not happy across down to our right. Same thing for the Taylor fans across from us. First on Kendall, third one against Taylor in this quarter. We've seen much harder contact on the other end for Taylor that hasn't been called, and a slight bump on the Euro step by Lang gets whistled down here. 4 for Lang, free throw no good, too long. Goodwin taps away, and Netsley will rip it away from her. Lang not a good free throw shooter, just 68%. Taylor's been outscored 10-5 in this second quarter with a minute remaining, but they still lead by 8 thanks to that 13-point advantage at the end of the first quarter. Netsley up top between the circles to Bradbury. Left-hand drive, Lang guarding. Now she'll back it out. Pitching outside, Aubrey Wright, deep 3. That one front rim short. Tapped into the air by B-Books, and it's rebounded by Woofter of Indiana Wesleyan. Aubrey 0 of 3 from downtown, was 0 of 2 in her last 2 games after going 8 of 13 in the 2 previous. Taylor just 5 of 12 now from downtown after making 5 in a row. Woofter around a screen by Ignashik, passes to her, too tall. Wright will tap it away and intercept. Aubrey Wright, a thief and a master on the defensive end. Taylor can hold for the final shot with 20 seconds. Here's Bradbury storming in for a right-hand layup, and Kendall Bradbury's now the 3rd highest leading scorer in Crossroads League history, and there's a whistle in the backcourt for something. They'll call it against Becca Books. Not sure what the call was, but that's the second one on Becca. So Kendall Bradbury now the 3rd highest scorer in Crossroads League history. She needed 12 coming in. She's got 13 here. Haley Stratman comes in. Taylor ahead by 10. And now Indiana Wesleyan can hold for the final shot with 9 to go. Stratman and Books the double team. Lang bullets one near side. Goodwin with 4. Key drives with 3. Lost the handle. Got it back. Throws a prayer off the glass. That's no good. And Wright will snatch it away for her 5th first half rebound. A sloppy second quarter ends with a driving Kendall Bradbury layup. She has 13 points and becomes the 3rd highest scorer in Crossroads League history. Some of our officials go over and have a word with some of the baseball players across from us. And we go to halftime with Taylor leading by 10 over number 16 Indiana Wesleyan. Number 8 Taylor leads 33-23 after one half of play here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics.
The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook butler delivery service and name brand Taylor apparel and gifts, supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at taylorcampusstore.com.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 6 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $100, all the way up to the athletic director level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics, like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to athletics.taylor.edu and search Trojan Club. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University student athletes.
Play that old song! You really want her to play it. That's what's really going to evoke the memory. You gotta have the music that you listeners to listen to.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Back here inside Odell Arena, Rick Johnston with you. This is the BSN Sports Halftime Report, and at the break, it's Taylor leading, number 8, Taylor leading number 16, Indiana Wesleyan, 33-23 at the break. Taylor led by as many as 16. Their biggest lead came on a three-point shot to start the second quarter when they led 29-13. It's been a battle ever since, and a really rough game there towards the end of the second quarter. Taylor was 14 of 37 from the floor in the opening half for 38%. They were 5 of 12 from 3, going just 1 of 6 from downtown in the second quarter. They had made 4 in a row to close the first quarter. They made that 3 to start the second quarter and then really struggled to find their rhythm shooting deep in that second quarter. Taylor, interestingly enough, no free throw attempts in that opening half. They come in averaging 18 free throw tries per game. They take 6 more free throws than their opponents, and they make 6 more free throws than opponents per game coming in. Indiana Wesleyan 37% from the floor, 10 of 27, just 1 of 10 from 3, and they were 2 of 4 from the line. Taylor was led in all scoring in the first half by Kendall Bradbury. She had 13 points. She needed 12 coming in to move into third place all-time in Crossroads League scoring. She did that with a bucket towards the end of the second quarter. Kendall 6 of 12 from the floor, 1 of 2 from 3. Becca Books with 7 points for the Trojans, all in the opening quarter. Lacey Garrett with 4. She scored the first couple of points for Taylor on the first point and also on their third bucket as well in the opening quarter. Abby Books with 3, Lauren James with a 3, Haley Stratman with a 3, and all 3 of their points all came on 3-point baskets. Aubrey Wright, no points, was 0 of 4 from the floor in the first half. Meredith Deckard missed her only shot. Same for Netzley and Huffman, no points as well. Indiana Wesleyan led by their leading scorer in the opening half, Nicole Ignashik. She had a team-high 9. And then no one with more than 4 Woofter and Lang and Goodwin all with 4 points. Groninger with 2. Katie Key 0 for 4 from the field. And Elena Adejua no points as well. They played just 7 players in that first half that Indiana Wesleyan. The Trojans rotated 10. Taylor comes back out onto the floor. Taylor turned it over just 2 times in that opening half. 1 in the first quarter, 1 in the second. Indiana Wesleyan turned it over 8 times. But the problem was Taylor was only able to score 2 points off the 8 miscues. No points for Indiana Wesleyan off the 2 Taylor turnovers. 3 blocks for Taylor in the first half, 2 from Aubrey Wright. That ties a career high. The Trojans had 2 steals. Same for Indiana Wesleyan. They had no blocks. We'll take a break, come back with the second half. This has been the BSN Sports Halftime Report, and at the break is number 8 Taylor leading number 16 Indiana Wesleyan 33-23 here on the Trojan Sports Network.
The decision you're making is about so much more than where you'll spend the next 4 years. It's about how you'll live the next 40. So let me break down the Taylor University experience. We integrate faith and learning to become well-rounded, lifelong learners, while delivering a deeper knowledge of our specific areas of study. Whether you're producing award-winning films, building satellites for NASA, or preparing for a national ethics debate, Taylor will push you to excel in your field. But excellence isn't always about having the right answers. Sometimes it's about asking the right questions. Taylor is interdenominational. That means we can't always fall back on specific church doctrine to settle issues. We rely on Scripture and the dynamic nature of iron sharpening iron to better know the God who's not afraid of our question. Much of this happens in the small town of Upland, Indiana, the place where Taylor does life together. But don't let this small town fool you. The schedule is packed with things to do, and through these activities, faculty, staff, and students become more than individuals occupying the same address. They become a community. But this community isn't limited to the campus. We travel. Boy, do we travel. We are ranked as one of the top 10 schools in the country for overseas experiences. But it isn't just about the going. It's about the sharing of those experiences and being challenged by those who come to Upland as their international experience. Taylor is one of a few Christian colleges that expects all students to have a relationship with Jesus Christ. Now, this doesn't mean Taylor is a Christian Disneyland, full of cardboard cutout perfection. Taylor is full of real people with real problems, and living together can get kind of messy. But in that mess, we take Jesus' call from John 13 seriously. We practice picking up our towel and dealing with the mess in each other's lives. We're not here just to follow the rules for 4 years. Instead, we hope to learn to live authentic lives, calling each other to lives of meaning. Every day, our focus remains on the 40, not just the 4. We'd love to show you more about Taylor. Come visit, sit in on a class, go to chapel, spend a night in a residence hall. Experience the difference for yourself.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
TU just 3 of 19 shooting in that second quarter as they were limited to just 7 points. Starters back on the floor for both teams. Indiana Wesleyan will start with the ball first. They've got Katie Key, Margot Woofter, Carly Lang, Nicole Ignashik, and Dayton Groninger. Their same 5 that started our game off a handful of moments ago. Here's Groninger left side as Iowa attacks the basket to our right. Key open for 3, and she finally gets one to go. She had missed her first 3 3-point shots. She missed her first 4 shots overall, and a big bucket to start the third quarter off as Key hits a 3-point shot, her first points of the night, and it draws Indiana Wesleyan to within 7. Taylor counters with their game starting 5. Abby and Becca Books, Kendall Bradbury, Aubrey Wright, and Lacey Garrett. Bradbury bumps. She'll tiptoe the baseline and give it off on the left side high to Abby Books, who had just 3 points in that opening half. She'll drive right on Groninger, and she'll get fouled as Groninger put her to the court. Third one on Groninger. That's a tough one for Iowa to take. She's one of their better perimeter defenders with that 5'11 length. And who will come in to get her? Remember their front court is depleted with the season-ending injury to Ann Seacrest when these teams met back in January. Here's Abby Books, the best free throw shooter for the Trojans, and she'll miss that one long. A 90% free throw shooter coming in is Abby. That's the first free throw attempt of the night for TU. Here comes Janae Goodwin in for Indiana Wesleyan. She had 4 points in the first half as Groninger will go to the bench. So Abby missed the first one long. Just the 12th missed free throw of her entire career. Second one, perfect. 4 for Abby. And Taylor leads 34-27, just a minute in to this third quarter. Iwu from right to left. In pink with white numbers and white letters. Lang on the left wing. Left block, Ignashik over Bradbury. No good denial. Bradbury tapped it out. She'll reach in there and snatch it away, and then Garrett will help her out and keep the possession going. Looking over her shoulder. Now here's Garrett right to the cup for a left-hand layup. The backs of every Indiana Wesleyan defender was turned, and Lacey Garrett said, "Thank you very much. I'll sashay my way to the hoop for a left-hand layup." 6 for Garrett, and Taylor reestablishes a 10-point lead, 36-26. Key around the Ignashik screen. Bradbury comes to hedge. Goodwin thought about a 3. She'll pass it up as Aubrey Wright gives her plenty of space. Back to Lang, left wing, left-hand dribble, trying to get around B-Books. Her shot is recycled by Aubrey Wright, and that's a new career high in rejections for Ted Wright's granddaughter. Pitching back, Bradbury, 3-ball. Ooh, my goodness, that one way off to the left. The ball on the floor, and Books will dive on it. That's Abby, and she'll give it off to Lacey Garrett. Woo. If Kendall hits that one, the roof might go off the place instead. Calmer heads prevail. Garrett will work to the right. Entry pass to B-Books, double team with Ignashik coming to help. She'll work it back outside to Garrett. 10 to shoot. Lacey into the paint looking for help. Still in trouble. She's got to get out of the lane quick, and that's a 3-second violation against Lacey Garrett. That's a tough one for Lacey. She drove herself into that trouble and then got caught as no one was able to cut and get open for her. 7:47 remaining here in quarter number 3. Taylor back in front by 10. And that matches their halftime lead. Woofter, left side around an Ignashik screen. Lang right side circle. Down low. There's Aubrey Wright who steals another pass. Aubrey Wright is having none of this offensively for Indiana Wesleyan. Now she's caught in the paint. Garrett pitching back to right. Near side, Abby Books. The reball. That one off the top of the rim. And it rolls away and rebounded by Ignashik. Taylor's close to getting another double-digit lead of more than 10. Woofter throws one high. Ignashik takes out of traffic and lays it in over the shorter Aubrey Wright. Ignashik with 11, first double-figure score for Indiana Wesleyan, and they trail by 8, 36-38 or 36-28. 3 minutes gone in quarter 3. Goodwin defends on the perimeter right against Wright. Left side to Garrett with Ignashik giving her plenty of space. B-Books around a screen between the circles. Key right in her grill. B-Books has yet to use her dribble. Still can if she wants. High right side, Garrett 7 to shoot. Now 5. Garrett trying to drive on Ignashik with 3. A mid-range jump shot with 2 off the back rim. Tap down, still loose on the floor. Books and Key dive for it. Key trying to wrestle it away. And the alternating possession on the held ball will keep it here. Abby Books tied up Key. And a fresh 30 to work with as Aubrey Wright will get it in on the near sideline. Or the near baseline, excuse me. To her left of the hoop. So floated in, right side high. Key pokes it away, intended for B. Books. Not enough juice on that pass there from Aubrey Wright. And that'll be a near side inbounds play. And Garrett will get it in about midway. Nope, towards the beginning of her own bench. 1 second goes off the clock. B. Books left side circle, try to get away from Key, puts that shoulder down. Ignashik blocks it away as Books was falling to the floor. Key runs the break for Indiana Wesleyan from right to left in pink. Nobody stops Key. She'll kick it outside to Goodwin for an open right wing three, and she switched it. First three of the night for Janae Goodwin, and after only hitting 1 3 in the opening half, Indiana Wesleyan cashes in on 2 here, and they've trimmed their deficit down to 5, the closest they've been in a long, long while. Taylor went on that 9-0 run after leading by 2 back in the first quarter. This is the closest IWU's been since that margin. Skipping one to right, she lets it go right in front of her face, and it goes out of bounds. Third turnover by Taylor here tonight. Lauren James in for Taylor. She's got to be careful playing with those 2 personal fouls. But all momentum right now on the side of Indiana Wesleyan. They've outscored Taylor 8-3, and since falling behind by 13 in the opening quarter, they've outscored Taylor 18-10 since. Just past 4 minutes gone here in quarter number 3. Key works on the left side of the floor. Abby Books defends in the Taylor man-to-man. Woofter had it knocked out of her hands by Wright, but gets it back in with James now defending. Woofter to her left, pitching outside to Key, who takes her eyes off of it, and it slips out of her hands and out of bounds in front of the IWU bench. Turnover number 10 against Indiana Wesleyan tonight, as IWU head coach Ethan Whaley talks over with the scores table down below us. Wright and the Trojans from left to right in white. They lead by 5. They've led by as many as 10. Wright a straight on 3. That one's short. Off the floor, goes off of Goodwin out of bounds. And he'll stay here with Taylor as Goodwin and Abby Books were both trying to go after it. Aubrey 0 of 4 from 3-point distance. Since that opening quarter when Taylor was 4 of 6, the Trojans are now just 1 of 9 from downtown. They have the ball in a 5-point lead, 5:28 to go in the third. In a low-scoring affair tonight between the top 2 scoring offenses in the Crossroads League and 2 of the top 20 scoring offenses in the country. Wright will be guarded by Ignashik up top. Still plenty of time on the shot clock as folks cut in front of Wright. Left sideline, James still has yet to use her dribble up top to Abby Books. The shorter Goodwin defends. Abby Books drives, now crossing over to her left hand, tucked through, left hand shot. No good, but she was fouled on the drive to the hoop. And 2 more free throws coming for Abby Books. Second one on Janae Goodwin. Second one against IWU in the quarter as the IWU fans to our left look for a travel against Abby Books. That won't come. And 2 more for Abby Books. She has the only 2 free throws for Taylor tonight. They've both come in this third quarter. Her first try here is perfect. 5 for Abby Books. This to make it a 7-point Taylor lead. And Abby does just that, making both. After missing her first free throw of the night, she's made 3 in a row. Abby with 6. She's the Trojans' 3rd leading scorer on the year. And Taylor goes ahead by 7. Now Woofter trapped in the backcourt. A low bounce pass far sideline. Goodwin. Good D there by B. Books and James. Goodwin right sideline. Fakes a 3 left-hand drive. Got into the air. Floats one near side to Lang. To Goodwin. She'll measure a 3. Has 1 here in the quarter. That will stay that mark. As Ignashik tips the ball away. She'll lose it on the take-up as it was knocked away by B. Books. Taylor out and galloping from left to right. Abby weaving, scooping, and blocked by Lang. And here comes IWU the other way. That's their second block of the night. 3-on-1. Goodwin barrels into James, and that should be a charge. Going the other way, and it is. Goodwin came in like an unbridled choo-choo train, and she ran over James, who had those heels set outside the restricted area and braced for contact. Third one on Goodwin. She'll stay in, surprisingly, and Key will be the one to get the breather. So Groninger comes back in. She's got 3 personal fouls, and Goodwin's got 3 as well. 7-point Taylor lead, 4.5 to go here in quarter 3. James on the high right side, quickly to Bradbury, right block. Ignashik double team. There's a little slip through to Aubrey Wright on the left block, and Aubrey on the score sheet. She's done everything else except score, and that changes. Taylor ahead by 9. Lang, off-balance layup, strong, and he'll stay here on who? Is that on Aubrey Wright or Ignashik? It's on Aubrey Wright of Taylor. That's Aubrey's second. First one against Taylor in quarter 3. Ignashik was jumping up and down in both excitement and then looked like for a moment as she exits for Elena Adejua. It looked like for a moment that Ignashik thought it might have gone against her, but they was waiting to figure out the jersey number of Aubrey Wright. Woofter pitch back to the corner, catch and shoot rainbow three. Nope, back rim, and Aubrey Wright skies up for yet another rebound. That is Aubrey's 5th of the night to go with 3 blocks and 4 assists. This might be assist number 5. B. Books gives it to her with a dead eye straight on 3. First scoring for B. Books since the opening quarter. She's got 10, and Taylor back in front by double digits, up by 12. 43-31. Goodwin left side high. To the left wing and Lang to Woofter with James right in her hip pocket. Lang will measure a rainbow 3, and that one slices right on through. First triple for Lang of the night, her first second half scoring. She's got 7. Lang was 2 of 6 in the win at Goshen on Saturday. Hits one here, and Taylor's lead down to 9 at 43-34 with 3:25 remaining in quarter 3. James in front of her own bench to the block in Bradbury, right side. Long 2, rainbow, perfect right in Lang's grill. First scoring in the second half for Bradbury. She's got 15, and that puts Taylor back ahead by double digits, 45-34. 3:09 and counting in quarter number 3. Iowa with the ball from right to left in pink. Groninger on the left wing, looking Lang's way. Now she'll try to drive on Books. Double team comes from right, out to Lang, who fires another 3. This one's missed, and it's rebounded by Abby Books of Taylor. So Lang now 1 for 2. Right runs the point. She'll maneuver away from Woofter. Up top, left side high, James. B. Books from the parking lot was hit on the shot by the air ball, rebounded by Abby. Books. Here's James. She's got in the gym range. She'll skip it left side corner to Books, who blows right by Groninger. Jump stop, who goes up. Lang will call a tie-up, and it'll stay here. It'll go back to Indiana Wesleyan. Taylor assistant coach Natalie Young beside herself. And now here's a discussion brought over by Rachel Stackhouse, one of her other officials. And it's going to continue to go to Indiana Wesleyan. Taylor ahead by 11, 45-34. And after a really nicely played opening quarter, it has been a really grinded out, sloppy, kind of a slobber knocker second and third quarter so far with 2:30 remaining in quarter 3. Goodwin's pass across the timeline to Lang. She'll maneuver away from James, a 3-on-1. That pass is intercepted by the trailing Aubrey Wright. More thievery from Aubrey Wright. Here's James, a transition 3 over Goodwin is just short off the near side rim, and that would have really blown the roof off the joint. Groninger leaking back, Euro step through. She's tripped on the take as she tried to slice through 2 Taylor defenders. It's on Abby Books for the trip. That's Abby's second, and the second one against Taylor in quarter 3. Ignashik back in for Indiana Wesleyan, replacing Adejua. Indiana Wesleyan has just played just 7 players here in the game so far tonight. The only one that really sees regular rotation minutes is Stephanie Conrad. We have yet to see her tonight. She played 13 minutes on Saturday at Goshen. B-Books out, Haley Stratman in for the first time in the second half here for Taylor. And that's the second sub of the second half for Taylor as James came in as well. 2:11 to go in quarter 3. Iowa with the ball, they trail by 11. Goodwin open left side, fakes a 3, got around Aubrey Wright, step through, right-hand shot was short, and Aubrey Wright has another rebound. That's her 6th. She'll race to the floor, a 3-on-3. She'll stop at the top of the key and wait for reinforcements. No one's going to guard Aubrey, so she'll pull the trigger from 3 and bang it in from the right side arc. Aubrey had missed 4 threes in a row. Her 5th one goes down. She's got all 5 of her points in the quarter. That forces an Indiana Wesleyan timeout. And Taylor up by 14, 48-34 with 1:48 to go in quarter number 3.
The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook butler delivery service and name brand Taylor apparel and gifts, supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at TaylorCampusStore.com.
Big burst here by the Trojans. They've outscored Indiana Wesleyan 15-11 here in this third quarter. And they lead by 14, 2 off of their game-high lead of 16. I would cut the lead, the Taylor lead down to 5 at 36-31. Since then, Taylor has outscored them 12-3. So out of the full Indiana Wesleyan timeout, they've got no change to their 5. Actually make that Katie Key back in. She replaces Goodwin. Here's Woofter up top. Her pocket is picked by Kendall Bradbury with James assisting. Aubrey Wright, who's been a dominant force all night by herself, will run the point for Taylor. 90 seconds left in quarter 3. Taylor up by 14. They go from left to right in white. Iwu defends in pink. Bradbury thought about a 3. She'll drive on length. She'll get right to the cup and lay it in with the right hand. Kendall Bradbury with 17, and Taylor really throttling it on now. They've tied their game-high lead of 16, up 50-34. Just almost a minute to go in the third. Groninger pull-up J from the free throw line is pure. 4 points for Groninger, and that stops the Taylor onslaught momentarily. The Trojans had gone on a 14-3 burst, and now it's 14-5. James to the corner, Aubrey Wright. She had all night to shoot, but will pass up an open look from the left corner from 3. She'll walk it up top with 14 to shoot, turns the corner. Here's Stratman's got 1 through tonight. That one will spin off the back rim, and Key will knife one away on a rebound attempt, and she'll race up the floor. She'll got into Bradbury, who tied her up, and they'll call Kendall for the block on the floor. Or the bump on the floor, I should say. Second on Kendall, third one against Taylor in quarter 3. But Bradbury knew what Key was going to do from the time she crossed the timeline. She hit the accelerator and was storming right into the cup. Key's first one, and she'll sidewind that one in. First free throw for her tonight. She's got 4 points, all here in this third quarter. 50-37, the Taylor lead, and now 50-38 as Key makes both. She's a good free throw shooter at 75%. 5 points for Key, and Taylor's lead trimmed down to 12. We've got just about 9 seconds between game and shot clock. As Taylor shoots on the goal to our right, they're in white. Here's James cutting, and a moving screen called against the Trojans and Aubrey Wright, and that's Aubrey's third. Taylor head coach Jody Martinez not happy. Gets an explanation. They'll say that Aubrey Wright made herself too wide, had those legs extended past her shoulders, and that is why they called the foul. So Indiana Wesleyan with the ball, trailing by 12. They had just trailed by a game-high tying 16 a few moments ago. Shot clock turned off with 15 seconds remaining in quarter 3, so Woofter will back it out near the timeline, and Iwu will hold for the final shot. Crossing over, Woofter right-hand floater, back rim, and Gatwin catches in. 7 seconds left. We'll see if Taylor can get one final shot. Here's 4, here's 3, up the floor left side, Abby Books with 2. 3 will go, but it was blocked, and that is how the third quarter will end. So a good close by Indiana Wesleyan to score the final 6 points of our third quarter to trail by 10 as we head to the fourth. Taylor leading number 16, Indiana Wesleyan, the Trojans are 8th. They lead 50-40 after 3 quarters of play on the Trojan Sports Network.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Ten minutes left in regulation here. The Trojans will start the fourth quarter with Lauren James, Aubrey Wright, Kendall Bradbury, and Abby and Becca Books. Indiana Wesleyan counters with Margot Woofter, Dayton Groninger, who's in foul trouble with 3. Who else is out there? Katie Key, check. Carly Lang, check. And Nicole Ignashik, so it's their games starting 5. Taylor with the first possession of quarter 4. They lead by 10. Pocket pad, Smith, post left Bradbury. Reverse layup around Lang. Oh, how did Kendall Bradbury do that? 19 for Bradbury. She ropes Carly Lang, and Taylor leads by 12 again on the reverse layup by the All-American and who should be the Crossroads League Player of the Year. Well, she should be 2 times, but that's a discussion for another day and time and TV program. Key between the circles, high left side, Woofter gets right around James. Weak side bounce pass, Ignashik off balance, and she'll roll it in. Good eyes there from Woofter as a double team came. She found Ignashik down low, who puts it in. Ignashik with 13. That leads Indiana Wesleyan. She's their only double-figure scorer. And both teams come up with puntos on our opening possessions for the 4th. And Taylor's lead back down to 10. Bradbury, Aubrey right up top. Ignashik defending her. Back to right with Lang defending. Bradbury drives, tucks that shoulder. She'll bulldoze in and cannot get the roll, as that's a couple of different tasks. The 3rd time we've seen Bradbury. As Bradbury falls down, Lang kept her, or didn't even dribble, and she'll maneuver away. A quick 5-on-4. Woofter had the delayed give down to Ignashik, right block. She goes to work against Bradbury. Left-hand hook, catches the back rim, dances off, tapped around, and Kendall Bradbury hauls it in. That's Kendall's 7th rebound to go with the game-high 19 points. Right wheeling, pitching to the left wing, and books. This is Abby tucking and driving, and right-hand finishing no. Groninger has it, she lost it, and it finds the hands of Aubrey Wright for her 7th rebound. A couple different times tonight we've seen that ball pinball around, and thankfully for the Trojans that time it ends up with someone wearing a white uniform. Almost 2 minutes into this 4th quarter. Wright, a straight-on 3. Give me that from the top of the key. Aubrey Wright, back-to-back triples. She's got 8 points all here in this second half, and a big triple for Aubrey Wright. Woofter throws up a prayer and a hope. It catches every part of the rim and dances off, and Lauren James says, I'll take that very much. She'll wheel, she'll drive, she'll go wall to wall, but miss a left-hand layup too strong. 13-point Taylor advantage. Iowa racing the other way. Woofter steps in, 10-foot jump shot, bang, from the left wing. 6 for Woofter and a quick timeout, 30 seconds by Indiana Wesleyan and head coach Ethan Whaley. Whew, mama. If James could have gotten that roll in here, that would have been a big point. Instead, Taylor's lead down to 11 at 55-44 here on the Trojan Sports Network. Jamie Netzley makes her first appearance of the second half as Jamie gives Lauren James a breather. Full court press. It should be Taylor's ball. Yeah. Ethan Whaley tries to share a joke with one of our officials trying to get the ball back. It's going to be Taylor's ball. They got the driver, the jump mid-range jumper from Woofter. And Woofter's got 8. And Taylor with the ball from left to right and White. Goodwin and Key in the backcourt, applying some light pressure. And now Wright will hit the accelerator, working to the front court as Taylor goes from left to right. They wear white tonight. Indiana Wesleyan counters in pink on a pink out night here at Taylor University. Woofter guards Netzley, perimeter right, up top to Abby Books, with Groninger defending her. They look Bradbury's way. She lost her footing. Ignashik fronts the post. 7 to shoot for Taylor. Wright will fling it cross court to Netzley, angling in. Bounce pass, weak side. Bradbury's shot was blocked by Ignashik with the shot clock dwindling. Here comes Goodwin, who came in during the timeout. She'll find the trailer and give it near sideline to Key. Down to Ignashik, who outraced Bradbury to the other end, and Ignashik has got 15. 4 here in the fourth quarter. And the Taylor lead down to 9 at 55-46. Wright wants to go end-to-end on Goodwin. She goes in and draws the foul on Goodwin. They'll call the foul on the floor. 4th one on the backup point guard for Indiana Wesleyan. First one against either team here in our final stanza. Lang comes in for Indiana Wesleyan. She'll replace Goodwin. Lang can run a little bit of point if they need her to, so they actually get a little bit of length. So they need a little ball handling, even though Goodwin's got to go to the bench with the 4 personal fouls. Wright will float it in to the near sideline, and Netzley back to the corner, and Aubrey Wright fakes a 3. She'll drive on Ignashik. Back out for an 18-foot right wing Bradbury jumper, which is off the back rim. But Netzley's a snake, and she slithers in and gets a rebound from those wearing pink. 6:40 to go in the fourth. Taylor up by 9. They've led by as many as 16. That happened once in the second quarter and once in the third quarter. And Taylor head coach Jody Martinez has the Trojans calm down and take a little breather. As Wright runs the show, now she'll maneuver to the right. 9 to shoot, looking for B-Books with a mismatch with the shorter key. Aubrey can't get it to her. Then Bradbury does, as it was too far for B-Books. Knocked out of bounds by Groninger, and Taylor's got 2 seconds to get a shot off. B-Books was wide open, but the ball deflected off of her hands on a nice entry pass from Bradbury. And now Taylor with 2 seconds to shoot. Right to the far side, Bradbury, fadeaway catch and shoot 3. That one glances off the rim, but it's rebounded right into the hands as it landed there to Dayton Groninger. Kendall 1 of 4 from downtown. Woofter runs the show for Indiana Wesleyan. Right sideline, Lang. She'll skip it to the near side, almost too tall for Key, but she was able to haul it in. Here's Woofter spinning away. Help comes from Wright, couldn't rip it away. Ignashik off balance jump or layup, no good, and Bradbury cleans it up with her 8th rebound. Good look there by Ignashik on a very simple power move, but she was off balance and threw it off the left side of the rim. 5:49 and counting in the fourth. Taylor with the ball in a low-scoring contest, up 55-46. Both these teams average. Taylor averages 77 points tonight. Iwu 76. They're 2 of the top-scoring offenses in the country. Bradbury slipped right through it anyway. Lang will intercept. Netzler trying to chase her down. She'll hit her from behind and lay it in. Netzler thought she got her on the floor. They'll give the continuation to Lang, and it's an and one. Taylor fans not happy with it. Taylor head coach Jody Martinez with his hands on his hips. That's the first foul on Jamie Netzley, and Lang has an opportunity to make it a 6-point Taylor lead. And Lang will swish the and one. Fourth quarter scoring for Lang, and she's in double figures with 10. Second Iwu Wildcat there. And the Taylor lead down to 6. We saw the Trojans lead cut to 5. And Taylor will take a timeout. Taylor head coach Jody Martinez not happy with the continuation call down there on the other end. Full timeout taken by Taylor. That's their first timeout of the night as the Trojans lead trimmed down to 6. With 5:25 to go in the fourth here on the Trojans Sports Network.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics.
Indiana Wesleyan has outscored Taylor 5-0 in the last few moments, and they've outscored them 9-5 here in this fourth quarter. Taylor with the ball out of their own full timeout with 5:25 to go in the fourth quarter. Taylor, the 8th-ranked team in the country. Iwu, number 16. The Trojans come in tied for first place in the Crossroads League. Indiana Wesleyan comes a game back alone in third. It's Wright, the Books twins, Bradbury, and Netzley, the Taylor 5. These are the 5 that closed the game against Marion a couple weeks ago. 10 to shoot for the Trojans. Wright dribbling. Right wing, Netzley with Ignashik guarding. Netzley blows right by her, gets to the rim. Ignashik slaps the shot away. Books gets it back with 3. Right from the volleyball line. Oh, that one almost went down. And Groninger has it. Then she's got it ripped away by Netzley. Taylor screams for a timeout. That won't come, but Netzley is slithering in and ripping rebounds away from Indiana Wesleyan at will. And now Ignashik slow to get back up, favoring that right leg. Jamie Netzley is an animal. An absolute animal at 5'6". And here comes Adejua in for Indiana Wesleyan, and Ignashik really favoring that right leg. She's got some tape around that right knee. The athletic training staff will take a look at her. She is really favoring that right leg, and her strength is not really helping. She really is limping down there to the bench. So the top scorer for Indiana Wesleyan in the game and on the season will get a breather here, and we'll see what Adejua can do down low. Ivanhoe with the ball. They've scored 5 in a row. They trail by 6. Down to Adejua. Goes in, fouled, and her shot will be no good, and that's the foul on Becca Books. It's Becca's third, second one against a Taylor player here in the fourth. And Adejua to the line for 2, where she's shooting 65% this season. 2 shots for Adejua, 4:43 remaining in the fourth quarter. Ivanhoe has outscored Taylor by 2 at the line tonight. First one from Adejua is an air ball. And now she's going to hear it from the Taylor students across from us. That one nicked the very bottom of the net. Second one from Adejua. Good. First points of the night for Elena Adejua. She comes in to replace the injured Nicole Ignashik for the time being. 6-0 run for Indiana Wesleyan. They've trimmed their double-digit deficit, now down to single digits at 5. It's a 55-50 Taylor lead. They go to Bradbury, faking a shot. Lang defends, trying to cut her off. Bradbury backs it out. So it threads it up to Aubrey Wright, who fakes a 3 and drives. Here's a Netzley right corner 3 that tried to bank home, couldn't. Books trying to get to it, edging in. Groninger has it. And a foul on the floor against who? It goes against Dayton Groninger. The Taylor, or the Ivanhoe fans all thought it was going to go against Books. Instead, 2 fingers go in the air for Dayton Groninger's jersey number. That's her 4th. As she and Books were going to it. Groninger trying to complain to the official on the near side, and that will fall on deaf ears. Taylor gets it into Bradbury, left side high, jabbing to the paint. The pass goes to Wright, try to step through, could not. Bouncing outside to Bradbury, a 3 over Lang. No, off the glass. Netzley overran it, and here comes Ivanhoe the other way. Woofter with it, angling to the middle. Wildcats down by 5 with 4:06 to go in the fourth. These two played a classic in January. They're trying to get another classic here. Adejua skips to Groninger to make it a 1-possession game. 3-point shot long, and there's Aubrey Wright who will let that one bounce out of bounds. Groninger 0 of 2 from 3. Indiana Wesleyan just 4 of 17 from 3-point distance tonight. As we mentioned a couple times, they came in tops in the Crossroads League and second in the country in 3-point shooting percentage at 38%. But they are just 4 of 17 tonight. Taylor, percentage not that much better. They're 8 of 26. But they've scored 12 more points than Ivanhoe behind the arc. Wright bullying in, jump stop. Abby Books a catch and shoot 3. That one way short, and Lang has the rebound for Indiana Wesleyan. Taylor out 8 of 27. Terrible pass by the Wildcats. Woofter saves it in right to the arms of Abby Books as Woofter flew into the front row of Taylor students. Taylor the students across was trying to say that Woofter stepped out of bounds before she saved it. Still a 5-point Taylor lead. A bucket here would be huge for the home team. 3:19 to go in the fourth. Right, off-ball foul, a hold on the cutting Abby Books. And that's on Groninger. She can't believe it, and that's her 5th. And Groninger's night has come to a close. She fouled out against Taylor in January. She fouls out here. With 3:18 to go, Ignashik has got that knee looked at. She jogs back to the scores table as Goodwin will come in to replace Groninger. Ignashik will return for Indiana Wesleyan after getting that right knee looked at. That's the third one against Indiana Wesleyan in the fourth. And Taylor with the ball, leading by 5 with 3:13 to go in the fourth. Netzley high right side, Ignashik defends. Right corner pass to Wright, back outside Netzley. Passes up a 3, and she'll bounce it up top to Aubrey Wright with Woofter defending. Still plenty of time on the shot clock, so Taylor can just run the half-court sets here. Netzley pops up top, Ignashik defends. To Wright on the right perimeter, between the circles to B-Books, left side high Netzley, 9 to shoot. Netzley wants to take Ignashik off the bounce. She'll wheel, bounce to Abby Books, driving, weaving. Here's a top of the key Aubrey Wright, 3 off the left side of the rim, and Netzley tried to jump in and take it away from Ignashik. Taylor looks for a travel on Woofter that won't come. Here comes Key in the corner to make it a 2-point game, and she switched it right in front of her own bench. Back to 2 threes, both made in the second half by Katie Key. She's got 7, and the Taylor lead down to 2 at 53-55. It is a 9-0 Indiana Wesleyan run, and they've got 2:25 remaining in the fourth. Taylor really could use a hoop here to get some breathing room back. Bradbury holds on the high right side out to the volleyball line, and Aubrey Wright. 10 to shoot. Right wing, Netzley. Ignashik gives her space. Netzley picks up the dribble, flings one cross court. Abby Books with 4. Bradbury left block against Lang. Bradbury will be called for a travel as she was caught on the left block. The Taylor fans across from us can't believe it. And the Ivanhoe fans who've been giving our referees an earful all night now cheer. Katie Key's big sister Kelsey, who's a new assistant to the Ivanhoe coaching staff, gives her a high five. Taylor's been outscored 13-5 here in this fourth quarter. And they lead 55-53 right now with 2:05 to go in the fourth. Woofter between the circles. Netsley will guard her. Woofter backs it out near the timeline with less than 2 to go here in the fourth quarter. Big possession here with Ivanhoe with the ball down by 2. Woofter, far sideline, Goodwin. Key up top. Left side high Lang. They look Ignashik's way. They can't get it to her. Key will drive. Right defense. Key to the right block. Up top, Woofter with 5. Dribbling with Thor. Here's a Goodwin 3 for the lead, and that short hits the floor, and no one gets it for Taylor. Woofter got it for Ivanhoe, and they'll reset with 94 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter, trailing by 2. 55-53 on one of the lowest scoring games for both teams this season. Up top, Lang almost had it knocked away by B. Books. 14 to shoot for Ivanhoe. They look Ignashik's way, left block. Woofter dribbles, skips it far side to the far sideline. Goodwin around to Key with 7 to shoot, pitching back to Woofter with 5. She'll throw up a prayer off balance. She tried to bank it home as she tried to draw the foul, and Abby Books has another rebound for Taylor. That's Abby's 11th board of the night. That ties a career high right to the front court. Full timeout taken by Jody Martinez of Taylor. A bad shot there from Woofter as she tried to draw a foul from 2-point distance. And they haven't called a lot of fouls tonight, and now Taylor with the ball. A 2-point lead with 62 seconds left in the fourth. We're back after this.
The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook butler delivery service and name brand Taylor apparel and gifts, supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at TaylorCampusStore.com.
Big possession here. 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Number 8, Taylor, nursing a 2-point lead over number 16, Indiana Wesleyan. The last Taylor bucket came at the 8:16 mark of our fourth quarter. From Aubrey Wright. Since then, they have gone scoreless for the last 7 minutes and 14 seconds. Taylor's got 3 30-second timeouts. Indiana Wesleyan with 2. They've got a 30 and a full. 23 seconds on the shot clock. Taylor with the ball. They haven't scored in over 7 minutes, but they lead by 2, mainly thanks to that 13-point advantage after the first quarter. Wright's going to bleed some clock here. One-hand bounce, high right side, B. Books. They look Bradbury's way, right block. She goes up, was mugged on the shot, and there's no foul call. That's an awful, awful job of the referees. Haven't been good all night. Indiana Wesleyan to the front court, 43 seconds left. They have the ball down 2, and Indiana Wesleyan will get a timeout. Bradbury muscled her way in there. Full timeout, Indiana Wesleyan. And a full timeout for the Wildcats. They've got a 30-second timeout left. And they are really letting them play here tonight. 41 and 0.2 of a second in the fourth. Ivanhoe ball out of the timeout. They trail by 2. 55-53 on the Trojan Sports Network.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree. And we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
41 2/10 of a second left. Indiana Wesleyan has the ball out of the timeout. They are down 2. They've held Taylor scoreless for almost 8 minutes. They're on a 9-0 run, trimming an 11-point deficit down to 2. It's a 55-53 Taylor lead. Lang, Woofter, Key, Ignashik, and Goodwin, the 5 for Indiana Wesleyan. The Trojans have Netzley, Wright, the Books twins, and Bradbury. Woofter will bounce to the right elbow to Goodwin. They deny a handoff with Netzley. The chant is defense from the Taylor students across from us. Goodwin between the circles will walk to her right, now back to her left, 9 to shoot. Here's Woofter near the volleyball line. Netzley defends. Around an Ignashik screen, back to her left. Up top, far sideline. Books almost knocked away. Goodwin spins just before the horn. Switched it from the baseline right. Taylor will take a timeout and advance the ball to the front court with 18 5/10 of a second left. And they can hold for the final shot with a game tied at 55. Abby Books almost tipped the ball away. Goodwin got it back and flung one in from mid-range on the baseline right. And swished it and ties the game at 55. So will Taylor can hold for the final shot. They've got a 30-second timeout. We will keep it here. Goodwin's got 9 points, a big bucket there. Remember, Taylor got 2 free throws from B. Books to tie the game in Ivanhoe in January. They threw an inbounds pass at the Wildcats. It was missed. It was a bad throw. Bradbury intercepted it with about a second left. She had 2 free throws for the win. And now we'll see what head coach Jody Martinez has drawn up here. Ivanhoe's got 1 more timeout if they want to use it. And Taylor's got 2 if they don't like what the defense looks like here. The ball will come in from the far sideline. Same 5 on the floor for both sides. 55-55. Taylor's gone scoreless for almost 8 minutes. 7 minutes and 58 seconds to be exact. The Taylor students on their feet across from us. Shot clock turned off with 18.5 left. Game tied at 55. Books, this is B. Books, will get it in to the volleyball line and Aubrey Wright. Woofter comes out to defend. B. Books had a game winner to defeat Grace earlier this season. What did Jody Martinez draw up during the timeout? Game clock down to 7. They try to foul Netzley. She'll drive. Jump stop with 4, with 3. B. Books. Aubrey Wright a 3 for the win. Short. And we're going to overtime. Taylor held scoreless for the final 8 minutes and 16 seconds of the fourth. And we head to overtime, tied at 55 between number 8 Taylor and number 16 Indiana Wesleyan here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965 when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
So here we go to overtime between the two cross-county rivals. Excuse me. Taylor outscored 15-5 in that fourth quarter. They were held scoreless for the final 8 minutes and 16 seconds of regulation. A Goodwin turnaround floater from the baseline right sends us to overtime, tied at 55. Aubrey Wright's dead on 3 was off target, and now we head to overtime. Indiana Wesleyan 1-0 in overtime games this season. Ball into the air, back-tapped, and Lang will get it away. Wright almost able to pick her pocket. It was a 3-overtime win for Indiana Wesleyan at St. Francis. The Trojans 1-2 in overtime games this season. Excuse me. 55-55. Ivanhoe with the ball to start overtime 1. Double team Ignashik, left block around Bradbury, scoop, and Ivanhoe leads 57-55. 17 for Ignashik, 8 here in the second half in overtime, and that's now a 13-0 run for Indiana Wesleyan. They've gone from 11 down to 2 up. First possession of overtime for Taylor. Right, floats it in. B-Books finds it over her shoulder, but she can't hit the layup, and she got away from the shorter Katie Key. The bucket has had a hole on it to the right as Taylor's scoreless streak now stretches into 9 minutes. Lang left side high. Right hand bounce. Iowa with the lead. They lead by 2. This is their first lead of the night. Goodwin, right side arc, wanted to go Ignashik. Up top, Lang to make it a 5-point Iowa lead. That glances off the right side of the rim. And it barely got there, and it's rebounded by Bradbury. That's her 9th board. Taylor with the ball down 2 as we start overtime. A minute into the extra session. Netzley, high left side, B-Books. We haven't called her name to score a while. Bullets one mid-post left, Bradbury. She lost it and goes back up top to Becca Books. 13 to shoot, out to Netzley, left-hand drive around Ignashik, off-balance scoop, no. There's Abby Books with the rebound, muscles it in with the left hand. She can't get the roll, and it's Ignashik for another rebound as Taylor looks for more fouls that are not coming from the officials tonight. 90 seconds into overtime, Taylor 0 for 3 so far in the extra session. They still trail by 2. Goodwin works to the top with a right hand, back to where it came from with Lang on the high left side. Cannot hand off to Woofter as Netzley is there, and now they do give it to Woofter, who got some space. 8 to shoot. Netzley defends, now out to Goodwin. 2-hand pass, bad entry pass, and Bradbury taps that one away. Awful pass from Goodwin, and Taylor could really use a hoop here to make that bad pass pay dividends. 2 minutes into the extra session, Taylor with the ball down by 2. First time they've trailed all night. Bradbury trying to go against Lang. Shot was blocked out of bounds. It'll stay here with Indiana or Taylor. Lang complains, wants to say it goes the other way. She gets an explanation that's to her fitting. That's the 6th block of the night for Indiana Wesleyan, and Taylor's got 17 to shoot, down by 2, 57-55 in OT. Netzley to A-Books up top, far sideline to right. Back up top to A-Books, to B-Books, who got away from Key, goes up left hand, and we're tied at 57. 12 for Books, and we're tied at 57. 2:38 to go in OT, and that gets some life back into Taylor students across from us. Goodwin right sideline, Ignashik, Bradbury fell down slow to get back up, and then Goodwin falls over. She missed the shot, and they're going to call it on Kendall Bradbury, who's down on the floor. And that's the 3rd one on Kendall, just the 4th one against Taylor here in the 4th quarter and overtime. And the Taylor students and the Taylor fans to our right give the officials an earful. Bradbury fell down behind Ignashik. She turned around, missed the shot, and they called Bradbury on the floor after Ignashik tripped over her. Shirt comes untucked from Taylor head coach Jody Martinez. 57-57 here in overtime, 2:30 to go, as Woofter will get it in on the baseline to the left of the basket to our left. Lang, left block, angles in, shot might have been blocked by her right, and she'll get the rebound, and then Lang takes a spill. Right out and running, Taylor looking for the lead back. Right perimeter right, weaving in, B-Books had a trailer, couldn't get it, couldn't let the 3-point shot go. Here's A-Books driving away, Goodwin. Left wing Netzley open for a 3, but she didn't pull the trigger. 15 to shoot for Taylor, almost 2 to go in overtime. Bradbury, right block, B-Books, up and under on Key. Give it to her! Give it to her! Becca Books abuses Katie Key, and now Katie Key gets a technical foul! First foul on Key, the second one on a tee, and free throws coming for B-Books. Becca Books, a monster down low, just abused Katie Key, who's beside herself at the technical foul, and then a foul could be called against her. Becca Books, you a bad girl. Woo! 14 for B-Books, who has had a spectacular junior season. They've been guarding the shorter Key on her all night. Taylor's had some bad entry passes and a couple rolls that have just missed off the rim. And this one goes as Becca Books has got big and strong and just absolutely dominated Katie Key. Our 3 officials still continue to talk. A technical foul was assessed. We're not sure who it's on. Rachel Stackhouse, Tim Cartwright, Kyle Stackhouse are the 3 officials. But judging by the reaction by Katie Key, she's definitely upset about the common foul. And that'll be the 4th one against Wesleyan here in the fourth quarter and overtime. And judging by Key's reaction, you'd think the technical foul's on her. Excuse me. Becca Books down there sharing a laugh with assistant coach Natalie Young. And our discussion comes to a close. So, Rachel Stackhouse who's got the technical foul. They're going to call Ethan Whaley, the Ivanhoe head coach, and Jody Martinez, the Taylor head coach, together. And what's going to be the proceedings here? So they got the common foul on Key. No one got in her grill from our vantage point up here. So Becca Books is going to have one more free throw here with Taylor ahead by 2. A lot of this conversation being directed in the direction of Ivanhoe head coach Ethan Whaley, so that would make you think that the technical foul is going to go against one of his players. So we've got multiple technical fouls here. So we got free throws coming on both ends. So let's just turn it over to our PA announcer, Tanner Huber, to sort all of this craziness out. They're exchanging words at the scores table with our lead scorer. Taylor head coach Jody Martinez relays the message to B-Books. Do we have matching technical fouls here? You know, B-Books has got one free throw for the and one. Man, this is like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube. This is going to be the longest foul read of Tanner Huber's career. Here we go.
First foul is a personal foul on number 22, KDP. First, the team's fourth. Second is a Taylor technical foul on number 44, Becca Books. That's her fourth, the team's fourth. The third foul is an unsportsmanlike on 22, KDP. Her second, the team's fifth. That puts the Trojans in the bonus for the winner of tonight's contest. At the line, shooting the and one free throw for your Trojans, 44, Becca Books.
So Becca Books will shoot the and one here to give Taylor a 3-point lead. And it hits the front rim and goes. Ooh, mama. 15 for B-Books, 57 the Taylor lead. There's an unsportsmanlike foul against Katie Key, a technical foul against B-Books. So now Margot Woofter goes to the line for the 2 technical free throws. She's a good free throw shooter, great free throw shooter, 85%, but she'll rattle in the first one. 9 for her, trying to be the third Ivanhoe player in double figures. And she will not get it, missing the free throw. That spins off, and now Kendall Bradbury will take the 2 unsportsmanlike free throws from Key. Kendall 3 of 4 from the line tonight. Taylor still leading by 2. And 2 big ones here. First one, got it. Perfect. You knew it was going in. I knew it was going in. Her parents in Colorado knew it was going in. My mom knew it was going in. Second one, yeah, got them both. 22 for the All-American, and Taylor's going to get the ball, leading by 4 with 2:05 remaining here in overtime. They were down, the Trojans were, for the first time all night, 57-55. They have outscored Indiana Wesleyan 7-1 since, with 2:05 to go in the fourth. Taylor with the ball from left to right and White. Aubrey Wright has it near the volleyball line. Woofter defends. And Wright's is going to dribble as much time away as possible. Any foul will put Taylor to the line here with Ivanhoe with 5 in the fourth and OT. They look B-Books his way, can't get it to her. Bradbury still looks that way. Left-hand dribble around the arc. Netzley bullets one to B-Books. She might try to go up and under on Key, and she can't get it. And Ignashik gets big and tall and rips another rebound down. That's her game-high 14th. 94 seconds to go in overtime. Taylor up 4, 62-58. Key directs traffic with her right hand, now uses her dribble to Woofter between the circles. Woofter between the legs, now to her right hand, outside to Lang, guarded by one of the Books twins. To the corner, and Woofter with 11, now 10 to shoot. Woofter left-hand drive with 8, kicks to Goodwin, will heave up a 3, and that's off the back rim into the hands of Abby Books. Big miss and big rebound. 13th for Abby Books. That's a new career high for 40 in White. And with 65 seconds left to go in the fourth, Taylor tries to go up by 6 or 7 here. They lead 62-58 as we dip below a minute to go in overtime. Taylor head coach Jody Martinez screams out the play down on the sidelines below us. Netzley will run it with Ignashik defending. Trying to get the backdoor cut was Netzley, could not. Bradbury drives with 4. Step back 3, no. Long 2 from the corner. Netzley, that one's off the back iron. Tapped by Wright. Out to Netzley with 40 seconds left. And now the Trojans can drill more clock. Netzley has been phenomenal on the rebounds tonight. And now Woofter will guard Wright. And Taylor in the bonus. And 2 free throws coming for Aubrey Wright, who's been nothing short of spectacular this evening. A career high in blocks with 3, 8 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. She hasn't shot it well, but she has just been an absolute animal all night. And now Aubrey will step to the line for her first 2 free throws of the evening. And Taylor leading by 4 with 32 seconds left in overtime. And now play is stopped. Nope, we're good. Rachel Stackhouse got the explanation. 2 free throws for Aubrey Wright. The first one, money. 9 for Aubrey. Grandpa Ted Wright, a TU Athletics Hall of Famer. He was the first 1,000-point scorer in Taylor basketball history. And his granddaughter makes both and gives Taylor a 64-58 lead. Aubrey in double figures with 10, a 30-second Indiana Wesleyan timeout with 32 and 1/10 of a second left to go here in overtime.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
.32 and a 10th of a second left in overtime. The Trojans have outscored Indiana Wesleyan 9-3. They fell behind 57-55 to start overtime. The Wildcats had gone on a 13-0 run going back to the fourth quarter. But the Trojans have stayed strong and steady, and they lead by 6 here. Goodwin will give off to Woofter. Netzley right there in her grill. Bradbury comes to help on a hedge. Now Netzley comes to double. Woofter comes in. B-Books almost poked it away. Floating to the corner. Goodwin, a rainbow 3. Switched it, and it's a 3-point Taylor lead with 18 seconds left. Taylor will call a timeout, and they'll work the ball to the front court. Goodwin, another key bucket here. Her bucket forced overtime. A 30-second Taylor timeout. Her hoop forced overtime back there at the end of the fourth. It tied us at 55. Her 3-point shot here makes it a 3-point Taylor lead, 64-61. The Trojans will move the ball to the front court with 18 and 3/10 of a second left. They're already in the bonus. And so you'd assume Indiana Wesleyan will immediately foul here, and they'll send the Trojans to the line. Taylor comes in riding a 13-game win streak, tied for first in the Crossroads League. They look for their first regular season sweep of Indiana Wesleyan in an eternity. Before their win last year in January over this ball club, they had lost 17 straight games to the Indiana Wesleyan Wildcats. They took 2 of 3 last year. The game here on the Odell Arena home floor and at Indiana Wesleyan in the Crossroads League tournament. They defeated IWU 72-70 in January earlier this year, and they're trying to win in overtime here. They lead by 3. B-Books will get it in far sideline to Bradbury, left sideline. Lang's got a fouler, and she lets 2 seconds go off the clock. First one on Lang, and Bradbury will go to the line for 2. 16 and 2/10 of a second left, and Bradbury steps up to the stripe. Kendall 2 of 2 from the line tonight. She's got a game-high 21. The first one. Got it. This place was as quiet during a Sunday sermon in a sanctuary, and Kendall made it. 4-point Taylor lead. Hits the right rim, no. Goodwin has it. Timeout called Indiana Wesleyan. They'll advance the ball to the front court with 15 and 4/10 of a second left, trailing by 4. A 30-second timeout. We will keep it here. So we'll see what Indiana Wesleyan draws up. They're going to have to either get a 3. That's actually going to run them out of timeouts right now. Taylor's got 2 left. So you'd assume if you're Indiana Wesleyan, you got to go quick and get a hoop, whatever you can, and then foul, and then hope Taylor misses their free throws on the other end. But what do I know? I'm not a coach. It's 65-61 Taylor. They're the 8th-ranked team in the country, the number 8 ranking, tied for the highest in program history. And Lang will deal it in far sideline. Iwu with no timeouts left. Taylor has got 2 left. And Lang will deal it in on the sideline across from us with Iwu down by 4. 15 4/10 of a second left in OT. Lang looking to the far sideline. Woofter. Netsley right there in her grill. Woofter almost lost out of bounds. She throws up some type of just terrible shot from the corner. Bradbury has it right, not fouled. Now to Netsley on the far sideline with 5. In the backcourt with 3. And the whistle finally comes. I have no utter idea what Margot Woofter just threw up from that right corner. An absolutely dreadful shot that was off balance. Trying to get something going quick, and she didn't even get it to the rim. And now Jamie Netsley, who's been an absolute beast rebounding tonight for Taylor, will step to the line for 2. She got a resounding ovation across from us as the giant cutout of her smiling face grins back at us over here. First trip to the line for Netsley tonight. The lefty fires and hits it, misses off the back of the rim. Still a 4-point Taylor lead, 3 4/10 of a second left. This one would ice it for the Trojans with no Iwu timeouts left. Jamie, front rim, got the roll and down, and Taylor leads by 5. Jody Martinez will take a timeout. His team up by 5, 66-61. It'll be a 30-second timeout. He's got 1 more left if he wants to use it. No timeouts for Indiana Wesleyan, down 5. They played spectacularly, particularly in that 4th quarter, outscoring Taylor 15-5. The 5 points for the Trojans, the lowest point total in a single quarter this season, as they just could not find the bottom of the net. Goodwin's turnaround runner from the baseline right forced us to overtime at 55 apiece. Taylor fell behind 57-55. They battled all the way back. We had that crazy scrum with the Becca Books and 1, the technical foul on B Books, and the unsportsmanlike foul on Katie Key. As all the free throws were extended, Lang will get it in backcourt with 3. Woofter will just dribble time away. She'll heave it from 3/4 court. Bradbury catches it, and Taylor gets a regular season sweep of Indiana Wesleyan, defeating number 16 Iwu by a final of 66-61 tonight, as the number 8 Trojans move their win streak to 14 straight. They have not lost a game since the end of November. We'll come back to wrap up this one on the Ivanhoe's postgame show when we come back here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greeks' specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greeks Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greeks Pizzeria, it's our taste.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965 when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
The Taylor University campus store, with their innovative textbook butler delivery service and name brand Taylor apparel and gifts, supports the Trojans year-round. The campus store, powered by Tree of Life Books, is a proud corporate partner of TU Athletics. It's easy to find something to show off someone's TU pride with 2 campus locations, one in the Dome and one in the campus center near the food court. The store is also open 24/7 at taylorcampusstore.com.
Play that old song! You really want her to play it. That's what's really going to evoke the memory. You got to have the music that you listeners to listen to.
All right, let's go. Well, when we get big wins, we get players up here, and it's almost like we have Taylor Athletics royalty. This is Aubrey Wright. You're the granddaughter, as we mentioned, of Ted Wright, who's a Hall of Famer, Three-sport athlete, first 1,000-point scorer in Taylor basketball history.
You could say he's a stud.
A little bit. Well, kid, you're a stud tonight. 10 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 steals, and by the way, you had a new career high of 3 blocks. Not a bad night at the office, huh?
I'll take it, yeah.
What was this win like for you guys? I mean, it was tough. I mean, you guys get outscored 15-5 there in the fourth quarter. What does it mean to come away with this overtime win tonight and sweep Indiana Wesleyan for the first time in what feels like eons?
Yeah, it feels really good for us. We obviously needed that win to secure our spot in the standings right now in the Crossroads League. And then we wanted it, but we were a little exhausted there for a while. But like Coach said, our defense is what kept us in the game. We didn't have the best offensive scoring night, but everyone had grit, and we had defensive stops, came up big. And then we had the option at the end of the game, regular time, to take the lead, but then overtime we got it done. So it was big for us. We were definitely celebrating in the locker room. That was fun.
Did that 3 at the end of regulation feel good coming off your hand? It looked good. I mean, you had a good look at it.
It did, but as Coach said, I faded away a little bit. I should have jumped towards the rim. I was hoping it would go in, but it didn't go in.
You've been here. You're a senior. Obviously, you guys have gone through more than probably any team, any group, any class should, from 3 different coaches to all the highs and lows as your sophomore year, to all the highs you had last year, and now you've won 14 games in a row. You've won 22 games this season. What do all these? Does it keep being special? Does it ever get old?
Definitely. Freshman year, I mean, I came in with an open mind, not really sure what college ball was going to lead me. Loved Coach Kelly Packard. And then sophomore year, it was a little bump in our road as she left, and we had a replacement come in. But we stayed together as a team. We didn't really grow that much that year, I felt like, on the court, but we grew off the court. And then when Coach Martinez came in, took over, told us our roles, told us what to do, and we had to embrace that role, and that's what led us to nationals last year. And that was our key last year, playing your role. And then this year, it's all about teamwork, again, playing your role, defensively, offensively, playing every play, getting it done. So
when you guys, I mean, this place was rocking tonight.
Yeah.
How much fun is it to play in an atmosphere like this? And obviously, they went nuts. They scored 13 straight and took that lead to start overtime. But when you guys battled back, Becca gets that and one, and the roof almost goes off the place. How much fun is it to play in an environment like that?
It's fun. I mean, I got to give a special shout out to the baseball team, Clay Riggins. I always tell them to come here. I tell them who's going to be their best player and who they should nag on. And it's exciting to have a big crowd here and help us. And we love having big crowds. We love the energy at the home court advantage, so it's fun.
Well, you won't know this because you were in the locker room, but the baseballs actually got warned by the officials tonight at halftime to
Really?
Yeah.
That wouldn't be the first time, actually. They got warned at IWU, so that's not the first time.
Well, it's just consistency.
Yep,
Same song, new verse.
Definitely.
Congrats.
Thank
you.
you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Hope you get that new phone soon.
I know I need a double-double. So close.
Do you want to turn in the score sheet tonight to your dad as evidence to maybe kind of petition for the new phone?
We're getting there.
We're close.
I think everyone knows now, so.
Everyone knows. The world knows.
The world knows. I need to get a double-double.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you.
Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you.
That's Aubrey Wright. We're back with head coach Jody Martinez after this.
Join the Trojan Club today and support Taylor student-athletes 12 months a year. The Trojan Club has 6 different levels of membership for you to choose from. You can join for as low as $100, all the way up to the athletic director level for $1,500. Each level receives premiums, complimentary season tickets, as well as gifts from the athletic department. Members also receive special recognition during halftime of the annual Silent Night game. In recent years, members have helped supply the funds for a sports information position, purchasing equipment for teams and the athletic training staff, and providing broadcasts of Trojan athletics, like the one you're enjoying right now. With the support of alumni and friends, the Taylor combination of spiritual growth, outstanding academics, and a highly competitive intercollegiate athletic program can continue. To join, call 765-998-5311 or log on to athletics.taylor.edu and search Trojan Club. The Trojan Club, supporting Taylor University's student athletes.
Since opening in the late 1980s, the Maddox Family Dental Center has been focusing on providing the highest quality dental care for their patients. Children to adults can receive a full-service treatment to meet their dental needs. The Maddox Family Dental Center has 2 locations in Hartford City and Dunkirk and always welcomes new patients. The Maddox Family Dental Center, a proud corporate partner of Taylor University Athletics.
Gotcha.
Hello again. Rick Johnson, Jody Martinez. How many years did that take off your life?
Am I live?
You were live, baby.
I'm live.
You're live.
I'm
to the
alive
world.
and live.
You're alive. We're alive across the world.
Yes.
On YouTube.
You know, late in the season, what a game. I told the girls it's going to be a game of spurts, and it was. Wesley came with a lot of passion. They were one game behind. And so, kudos to my girls to stay composed and get the win in overtime.
You guys blitzed them in that opening quarter, 26-13. A real just sloppy second quarter, only 17 points combined. You play them even in the third, and then what happened there in the fourth? You go over.
Too many missed layups.
You go the final 8-16 with no points.
Yeah.
They outscored 15-5. You had to look there to win it, but what was the reason for the struggles there in the fourth?
I just think it was their defensive sagging. You saw Kendall brick a 3, Abby bricked a 3, Jamie bricked a 3. I mean, they were just ugly shots. And a lot of it is the tension, tightness, overthinking. Maybe their legs were tired because of our defense. A lot of factors that gave us that drought. But once again, I'm just proud of the girls on how they finished and, got the job done. Give Wesleyan credit. That girl threw a shot up with the shot clock going down, didn't even look at the rim.
Yeah.
We had a deflection, hoping the ball would go out of bounds. It goes right in her hands. It looked like we were going to steal the ball and be done with it, but nope. Like you said, Aubrey had a good look, but she was too far out and she didn't shoot to the rim like she should. But, we still teach moments like this because you got a lot of games left. You got 3 more regular season, hopefully 3 in the tournament, and hopefully go far in the Nationals.
That's what our friend, the Reverend Richard Moore, wants. He wants a lot more time with you out in Iowa.
Oh, Rev,
He's
man.
watching. He had a little
chocolate, peanut, M&Ms. Enough said.
Can we talk about your defense? I mean,
defense,
your guys were, they were. I know the old Shaka Smart term back when he was at VC was havoc. Well, you had some havoc records tonight out there on the floor.
If we could have scored more in the second half, we would have held them to 20 points under their average. I mean, it's amazing. And that's what they're capable of doing. So I told them, I usually come up after the game, but I went in there because I wanted to share with them that we didn't do well offensively at home, but your defense is what maintained it. And so once again, it helped to have we got a big lead like we did at third place and pulled it out. And here we got a big lead and pulled it out. So hopefully we won't have to face them again until the championship if both of us can get there.
We talked to Aubrey, obviously, because she had 10 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, a career-high 3 blocks, and she has 4 steals again. That's now she's had at least 3 steals in 5 straight games. She is just she's a problem for opponents, isn't she? She
is, but she's playing as she's made a comment that she knows it's coming to an end, and she's not going to let anything get by her. I mean, she's playing with grit. I asked her about 3 times today, do I need to call a timeout to give you a break? And she said she came out one time, didn't want a timeout. She actually wanted to come out. And so kudos to her for pulling herself out. But I said, you ready yet? Get back in there. But, Jamie's defense off the bench once again.
Oh, she was awesome.
She's going to be hopefully taking Aubrey's role next year in that capacity for defense. So we got a lot of bright spots going on right now with returners and incoming class. And hopefully we can continue to take care of business this year.
15 points from Becca Books, 13 rebounds from her twin sister Abby, including 7 offensive rebounds. Kendall gets the double-double, 22 and 10. Were you concerned at all? It looked maybe there towards the end of the fourth quarter. You guys looked a little gassed a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And it was interesting, particularly because they only played 7 girls the whole night, and you trotted out 10. You played pretty much the same 5 from the fourth quarter in the second half.
We played 6, 7, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the pounding, because they're so physical more than we are, got to us a little bit. I think some of our decision making, we were trying to draw the foul because we knew we were close in the bonus instead of making the kick out and making the next pass, and so we missed some openings. But great job. Like I said, I told the girls another thing in the locker room is last time we played them, they had 14 offensive rebounds. Today they only had 7, but we had 13, and so that's pretty good. We had 17 offensive rebounds.
17.
Wow. Okay, 17 is even better. Once again, age, not having my glasses in the locker room. I just saw 13 somewhere. Did I have 13 something in my stats?
You had 13 free throw attempts.
13 free throws, next category, right in front of rebounds.
Abby had 13 rebounds herself.
That's Abby.
it. Hey, career high 13 boards.
Yeah, awesome.
Last thing, what was the explanation and how big of a play? Let's go with how big of a play was Becca's and one there in overtime to get you the lead back.
Well, we've been running the high-low when we know there's a mismatch, and Becca unfortunately did not have a great game down low. She missed I don't know how many layups today, but she hit a big one for us. And I think she got so excited that she made the layup that she yelled "and one" at their player.
Who had fouled her.
Who fouled her. So that was taunting. Then the girl pushed Becca, which is unsportsmanlike, which gave us the ball back.
And 2 free throws.
So in the end, great play.
In the end, you had a 4-point swing.
Because she only made 1 free throw, we made 3 and had the ball. So, good stuff.
Math. And that's math, kids.
That's math, kids. Stay in school. All right, my man.
If you can't tell, we really don't like working together at all.
No.
Not one.
Stay in school.
All right, my friend. Congratulations.
Hey,
14 in a row.
Is that it?
Just that's it. You haven't lost since the end of November.
Don't tell me that.
Whatever. Good luck on Saturday at Mount Vernon. Bring a pillow and a book.
One at a time, baby.
That's right. That's Jody Martinez, the head coach of the Trojans. We're back to wrap it up after this.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Well, that was fun. Big win for the Trojans. They sweep Indiana Wesleyan in the regular season. They defeated them 72-70 at their place in regulation. The Trojans win tonight 66-61 in overtime. Tonight, Taylor improves to 2-2 in OT. Indiana Wesleyan falls to 1-1 in overtime sessions. The Trojans had 3 in double figures, led by Kendall Bradbury's game-high 22 points. She also had 10 rebounds. That is Kendall's 47th double-double of her career and the 12th double-double for her in her senior season. Taylor got 10 points from Aubrey Wright, 6 points from Abby Books, 15 from Becca Books for their double-figure scores. Lacey Garrett chipped in 6, Lauren James and Haley Stratman each with 3, and Jamie Netzley had the last point of the night for the Trojans on the free throw to give Taylor a 66-61 lead. Indiana Wesleyan had 3 in double figures, led by Nicole Ignashik, who had 17. Carly Lang had 10. Janae Goodwin had 12 off the bench. That's 2 off of her career high. The Trojans limited Margot Woofter to 9 points on the night. She came in averaging 13. She's the second leading scorer for Indiana Wesleyan on the season. Taylor shot just 32% from the floor. Iwu was 41%, But the Trojans made 2 more threes than the Wildcats did, 8-6. Taylor was 8 of 29. Iwu 6 of 23. Taylor went to the line 13 times, all in the second half in overtime. They went 10 of 13. Indiana Wesleyan was 7 of 11 from the line. Both teams had two players with double-figure rebounds. Abby Books with 13. That's a new career high for her. Kendall had 10. And Indiana Wesleyan had 2 in double figures. Carly Lang with 10 and 10. For her, that ties a career high in rebounds. And Nicole Ignashik had 14 rebounds. That also ties a career high in rebounds for her. So both Ignashik and Lang with double-doubles tonight for Indiana Wesleyan. 12 assists on 24 baskets for Iwu. Leading the way with 5 was their leading assist woman, Margot Woofter. The Trojans had 11 assists on 24 hoops, with Aubrey Wright adding 5. 4 blocks for the Trojans, 3 from Aubrey Wright. That's a new career high for her. The Trojans also had 8 steals, and Aubrey also had 4. Just 4 steals for Indiana Wesleyan, Lang with 3. 6 blocks for the Wildcats. Ignashik had 6. And it was Aubrey Wright with the big stat line this evening. Aubrey, 10 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks, and 4 steals as she stuffed the stat sheet this evening. Special thanks to Leah, our camera operator, and Jason, our computer operator and our producer tonight. And we thank you folks for tuning in. We hope you had fun watching as the Trojans win their 14th game in a row. They improve to 22-4 on the year, 13-2 in Crossroads League action. And they will remain tied for first place in the Crossroads League standings. But more importantly, the Trojans now have a virtual 3-game cushion between them and Indiana Wesleyan. They now have a 2-game clearance in the standings against IWU, but since they took the season series, it is really a 3-game clearance. Taylor is on the road again at Mount Vernon Nazarene Saturday. They're on the road next Wednesday against Goshen. And then we come back here to honor a very, very special senior class a week from this Saturday on the 16th when the Trojans take on Grace. Once again, our final score from here inside Odell Arena. Taylor wins. Number 8 Taylor defeats number 16 Indiana Wesleyan 66-61 in overtime as the Trojans win their 14th game in a row and improve to 22-4 on the year here in 2018-2019. This has been a presentation of Taylor women's basketball here on the Trojan Sports Network. Good night from Upland, Indiana.